What's up?
Hello. What is up? What's up? How are we doing?
The ceiling.
Stop.
The sky.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. Sam looks normal. Don't comment on his camera.
He really
Everyone
liked
stop.
the Batman. I don't know what's
It
going
does.
on.
Your shirt
looks
does
like
look like the bat
It's a
logo.
problem with virtual cam and Discord. It makes it go loopy. So now I'm in a weird holographic world.
So are you mad at me
realm.
making you turn it
Are
on?
these like little
versions
of me? That-
Yeah,
They are.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Your
when
shit,
you,
it
like,
looks like the
turn it.
bat
It's like
signal.
It's like an Andy Warhol, dude.
Yeah.
No cam Andy Warhol. The okay, so
Andy Warhol hated webcams.
Warhol?
It's
nice. Hello, welcome out to
Hello.
Godforged. We haven't played for a couple weeks. We did our anniversary stream last week, and then the week before we played. So welcome back, episode 86. And before we jump into things, is there anything anyone wants to shout at all? Wait, Tomorrow, I know you had something, right?
Huh? No. I'm not playing along. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not doing this game.
Well, then, without further ado, let's dive into things, shall we? So, who would like to read the recap? I'm sure someone's pining in it.
I'll read it because I've been gone.
Oh shit! Yeah, you've been gone forever.
Oh yeah.
Gone.
She needs to
You
read
need this,
this.
yeah.
It's so important.
I'll read it for no other reason. All right.
Thank you, Bree.
Yeah, no problem. Don't forget, I did this favor for you, everyone. All right.
It's true. It's true.
Last we left off, we were beginning the final memory of Dara, Timothy's mother, in which her and all of her friends, Bar Ogren, yeah?
Yeah, Bar Ogren, I didn't say Ogren
Okay.
wasn't there.
Yeah. Die. I'm not telling you to die, Jim. The memory's truth was shattered when Timothy could not bring himself to see her go. As a bargain with the bard, we paid diamonds to try and find more information, bringing us to the tower of Archmage Malinos. Malinos?
Yep.
The necromancer responsible for the undead army in Wolfguard. He shared his own memories in exchange for freedom from the plane of souls. Through his memories, we learned that Malinos had been kidnapped and forced to make a soul-catching device, which was used to harvest souls in the war for more. Those souls found themselves bound to the Warforged army we had seen in Honor Roll many months prior.
You've just seen the memories of the Archmage, and you see the kind of the illusion starts to fade. The reality of it hitting you. You're still in the plane of souls right now. And you just see the bard kind of loom over and then rest back, its arms leaning to the side. Kind of gazes across all of you. So you have your answers.
Yeah.
You hear a bang in the distance. The air is ricocheting, vibrating. The bard simply smiles.
This seems bad. I think.
For you,
Well, what is it?
seems all the time you spent here in the plain. The harbingers of Belamos are angered by your need to prevent war and bloodshed. Magnathor would bring the match.
We should.
Can we just go? Are we allowed to leave? You won't, do that no magic thing?
You may leave.
Everybody, we should.
I just
Yeah.
grabbed Timmy's hand
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay, as soon as everybody's around, I will word of recall.
As you're coming in, you hear
Yeah.
you see a portion of the rubble of the ceiling fall in, and for a moment you just see this massive figure. A finger comes through, 5 foot long, trying to pull at the rock. As a word of recall comes up, the radiant magic kind of brings across you.
Let's not go back there for a while.
I mean, I don't think we
I'd be
have to
good
go
with
back
never
there at
going
all.
back.
Aaron,
Yeah.
can Aaron make a Constitution saving throw, please?
Wait, is he with us?
He will be once we're back.
Where did we go back to?
Wolfguard, the
Yeah.
place. 16.
16. So he succeeds, but he does take.
Or Fjordhelm, not Wolfguard.
Oh, my rolls are at the top. 23 points of force damage. As his real body was still in Kongstall, and it's now just been shunted all the way to where you set the word of recall in Caldavast. His body kind of almost shakes for a moment. The two kind of souls combining together again. Wasn't really built for that, but you managed to kind of shift his soul and his body back together. You stand in Caldavast. You can hear the sounds. I think you blockaded the room, right? So
We
do you remember?
did. We switched the lock, right?
yeah, you switched the
Oh
lock. So
yeah, we did a hut. We did the lock.
yeah,
We-
so the room is kind of like unoccupied. You can hear like rattling outside the door as well, as it probably just had happened only moments ago. You hear the kind of banging on the outside of it. Let me also find the Caldavast music. 1 second. I'll put on this music instead. This one's fine. You hear like rattling at the door.
Okay, hey, just coming. I'll try to open the door, but I guess it's locked.
You've got you've
It's
changed the
locked
lock.
and still hutted.
Yeah.
I will try to pick the lock to open it. Can we just open it from the inside?
Wasn't it an arcane? Did we arcane lock it?
Yeah, you arcane locked.
Oh,
Yeah, so we'll have to. I don't even know how that works.
I mean, like-
Someone who knows it. How do you get rid of it?
You have to
Can I
do
just
dispel
dispel it?
magic, yeah. Or you can dispel
All
it.
right.
Hang on,
Lord will wave his tiny
it's
hut
just
away
stuck.
and
Hang on.
dispel magic on the fucking lock.
Yeah. Which you see, it just fades away, the kind of magic away. You see the door swing open, and it's a kind of a young human man, a little bit kind of like a slightly rotund and kind of a strong jawline. You can't be locking the doors in a hospital. Not like this.
Oh, so it was stuck. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, sorry. Oh, did you? He looks around. Was something blocking it?
No, I don't know. I just tried to. It was jiggling the handle. It just seemed. You should probably have
Maybe
somebody
it's
look
a
at
little
that.
rusty or something. Yeah.
Roll a deception check. One of you two can give advantage to the other person.
My deception is pretty high. I get
Yeah.
15 plus.
Mine's
modifier.
only a plus 10,
Damn.
so I'll give
Okay,
you.
I'll roll
Roll.
32. That
You're
door
such a
rusty
liar.
AF, bitch.
Oh, I'll get someone on that. Sorry about that. If you need to be moved to a different area, just let us know. That's awful. And he kind of
No
turns and
worries.
walks straight away, walking
Thank
over
you.
to someone to deal with it. Yeah, you're back in Caldavast.
Okay. What time of day is it?
It wouldn't be far off when you left, so probably like midday.
Okay. Okay. What are we gonna do first?
Above board, where? Okay.
Oh shit!
Where are
Yeah.
we? Like, what?
So we
Came
are
back
in
from the Plane of
Caldavast
Souls?
now.
Okay.
Do you remember when
Thank
like
you for the
Timmy
map.
made the temple his like little sanctuary place to recall?
Yes. Yes.
So
You're back in the
we
main city.
left
Okay. Oh,
after
okay.
we left the Plane of Souls when we met the necromancer because we grabbed him and pulled him back. He's just a spirit though; his body's all over the place. So he's headed
Okay.
to Wolfguard. Then we went
Okay.
back. We did the rest of the memories, and now we're back here. So now we got to figure out what to do with all the shit we just found out.
My second question is, where's Almo?
He'd be back in Kongstow.
Okay.
All your bodies just disappeared.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Shit, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. I guess first things first. Timmy, do you have like, you know how you can try to like, you could try to like find people, right? Like, do you have something of your mother? Like, can you
I mean,
do?
It's her soul, though. Yeah, I don't know if it'll work.
I don't know either, but like, okay.
We
There were,
tried
like-
tacking her. Did we try that ever?
I
I
think
don't
Timmy
think so.
You
kept
never
saying no, right?
I didn't tack, but God, what was it? I asked Somer. I forgot what spell it was. It was from my chalice.
Yeah, I think you did a.
Yeah.
Well, the divine intervention. No, probably not divine intervention.
No, it was
commune?
channel divinity.
Yeah, was it channel divinity?
Commune. No, it was commune.
Commune, yeah. You did commune.
So, because here's the deal, right? There were like 10,000 or some of those, right, that we saw in Anharol. So, like, how are we going to figure out which one is her? Plus, we got to tell everybody there's people inside of them.
I mean, I
Plus-
think our answer on how we do it is right here, as I point to Aaron.
Yeah.
A big enough jolt in their memory sometimes shunts the soul forward.
Well, then what do we do? Line up every Warforged and put you in front of them? Like,
I mean, I don't know.
okay.
Mm,
So we know that also above board, I guess we should recap so we can recap for Bree too, right? And for us, because now it's been a couple weeks. Okay. So here's what we know. We know that a long time ago, Zalfel, I think, told us that the Silk Weaver had Timmy's mom's armor in the Vahazi. Right? Hold on, let me look.
Yep, that's correct.
And so we know that. We know. Hold on. Okay, right. Zalfel told us that. And then we know that Drohild made the Anharol prototypes because the giants on the mountain told us that. Then we know that the Illithid were in the Vahazi. They were the third contenders in the Dragon Giant War. They were the ones that were like, oh, we could do soul transference and shit. And then Drohild was like, oh, that's such a great idea, right? Let's try this. And then he was like, no, but they shouldn't remember their lives because that would make them worse soldiers. And then he was like, that's terrible. And maybe we shouldn't do this at all because that seems really bad, right? So we know that. Then we know that when we were in Anharol, the Earl told us, we were like, what the fuck? You have this giant army. How come you're not using it? And he was like, I can't turn them on. The command word is in High March. I don't have
That's
it.
right.
Like, I didn't create this army. Then, and he said that, like, the only way all this works is if I gave my word that we wouldn't use them or whatever. So we know
Right.
that. And then we know that, then we yelled at the king, and the king was like, well, I didn't just send you there just because of the army, but also, yeah, I did know that they were there. And I'm backed by people in the Vahazi who are like my family and whatever. So we know that there's that connection as well. And then also now we know that the Silk Weaver was the guy in the memory with Melanos. Being like, oh, let's make a creepy. He's not creepy. I don't know what to say. Let's let's make an army and put souls in them. I think that's everything we know. So he is gonna rattle that off real fast. So we need to figure out how to find Dara in all of these Warforged. We don't know where they all are because now they're all out, all over, right? Because they're on the warfront.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Are they all
And-
connected in some way? Or
Also, we don't know how to get. So, when we talked to Yorick in the Plane of Souls, like Yorick was like, "I just want to kill Zalfel, then I'm done." But like, what if there's like 9,999 other? Well, he wasn't even from that batch, so there's still 10,000 Warforged out there potentially. Like, what do they want? Like, what if? I don't know. What if we wake them up? What are they gonna want? Like, could we get them out of there? Then where would they go? Because their bodies are probably dead. So like,
right.
we don't even know if we could do that.
It's kind of out of our ballpark to take care of every single Warforged in that batch. If I'm going to be honest.
As of
Yeah,
right
but-
now, yeah, I might have to agree with you. But there might be a way. And if we figure that out,
We just
I
don't
feel
even
like-
know how to do it yet.
Yeah, exactly.
If we knew how to do it, we'd know whether or not it was even like scopable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do we? Do we go to the king to find out if he knows? I've been honestly, I kept thinking like I should just message and be like, "Hey, man, once we knew about York, there's people in there. Like, what if he doesn't know? What
Well,
if he does know?
if he does know, would he tell us? You know?
And would he be happy that we know?
Exactly.
Yeah, because like telling
we
us
know.
means that potentially some really powerful dudes might be trying to take away half his army, right?
But like, we need to know how to. Well, we would need to figure out where they're all stationed, right? Like we got to figure that information out. Like, so where are the four? Then just go visit them all and try to find Timmy's mom.
We're trying to find one soul in a sea of 10,000.
Yeah. So how do we like? We don't even know where they are.
Find the
Question.
guy that made him. And the Vahazi.
Sounds like we do have a lot in the Vahazi to take care of in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it is best to go that direction first since we don't have a surefire way of knowing how we would find one soul and also how we would then proceed to remove it.
Well, it puts us closer to Valkyria too, which it sounds like is our kind of end destination in all of this.
Hey, are you gonna be good in the Vahazi?
I do not know.
I know we've talked about this
I don't
before, but
know.
like, do we want to prep anything before?
I will not be good.
I mean, I was
We could give you a
You
haircut,
won't
Skull.
potentially melt into
I was good in the
nothing.
volcano with the
We've come
fire
this far and you
clan,
choose
so-
death. Strange.
What?
Basil.
What did you say? Sorry.
I said we've come this far and you've chosen death. How strange.
Yeah. I just think if we're going there, you might want to get a haircut if you're worried about it. I could use a haircut too. My hair's getting pretty long.
I will be
Actually,
cutting
all of
nothing.
us. Well, what do you do to cope with the warmth?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like once we get there, you're not gonna give a shit about how long your hair is, homie.
I'll never stop laughing at you if you get yourself shaved. I'll never stop. It'll be all the time,
It's not happening.
on site.
There will be nothing to laugh about.
Wait, hold on? I'm checking the crown. Does the crown let you make your hair shorter or only longer?
Oh.
If it lets you make your hair shorter, you could just wear the crown and make
That would
it
be
as short as you
good.
need it to be, but it's not actually like short, right?
Imagine thinking I'm gonna do anything of the sort.
Okay.
Fabio just slips it on his head anyway.
No, it only grows it. It only
Look,
grows it. So never mind.
Worst case, if it's miserable, I'll simply use one of my incredibly powerful spells to simply change the desert into an Arctic wasteland whenever we so please. We'll simply have to move slow, because I can only do about a mile at a time.
Perfect. Let's do that.
I just. Timmy, can you try to could you try to scry on that guy maybe? The Silk Weaver? Because you saw him in the.
Mm.
I could. It would still be difficult since I
Or
only
scry on your
know of
mom's
him.
armor. Have you tried that? Like if he had it, maybe he would have it with him.
Can I scry on an object? Let me see. No, it's a creature.
Creature only, yeah.
If
I
you,
still
okay,
could try on him.
okay, wait. This is dumb. I'm gonna say it anyway. Because you're right here, so it's stupid. But like, what would happen if you tried to scry on Yorick and not Aaron? Like, then could you try to scry on your mom? Do you know what I mean?
Oh.
I could try. We could see if it goes to.
What's the worst that
Aaron.
happens, right? Then, then we would know if we could do that or not.
It's worth
Right?
testing, I feel like. Definitely. It's the best
Okay.
thing we've got.
Yeah, I'll try that. So, since I don't technically have anything of his, it would still be a -5 because I know the target well. So that's a wisdom save on him. Okay. I will try to scry Yorick himself.
Okay.
Come on, bad save.
One sec. I'm just gonna see if you can choose to fail it.
He failed it anyways.
Failed anyways. Yeah, you can also voluntarily choose to fail.
Okay. So what happens, DM?
You're scrying on Yorick.
Yes.
Yorick is in the same room as you, inside Aaron, right? You see
Yeah.
as an invisible sensor appears right next to Yorick, kind of like within a few feet, and shows off the entire room with all of you in it. You're basically kind of getting a third-party view of yourselves.
It's I could see this room. So I can see the soul in the construct.
So what if you tried? I mean, I guess it's not 100, right? Because sometimes you can try to scry it and it doesn't work, right? So it might,
Yeah.
But like, what if? But now you know you could try it.
Can you try it
Do I
again
know the
right
difference
now?
between it failing because they succeeded or it failing because they just don't
Yeah.
exist in a way? Okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to scry on something. The magic doesn't kind of make a connection at all if you're trying to cast
Okay.
something that doesn't exist or is no longer available.
This is gonna be hard.
So you're trying to scry on.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to try scrying again on Dara Leadfist.
Oh shit.
She's probably got a high wisdom. I'm gonna say that.
Your mom's a smart lady.
It's an 18 wisdom save.
One sec, I just got to refresh my roll 20 because it decided that the chat log was dead. 18 wisdom save. Okay. 2 secs. Okay.
And it would be she would have a -7 because I know her well and I have her hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
Okay. Okay. Let me just reroll this. Okay. -7, yeah?
Yeah. Oh wait, no, that'd be -9. I mixed up the numbers. It's a -4 for a possession.
You send out the scry. Close your eyes and try and kind of almost connect the sensor to wherever your mother might be. You get hit by kind of a brighter light as you realize it's outside. You see a city, an old city, with a tall wall, some damaged building, but soldiers walking around repairing it. You see buildings up on high overhangs, natural formations and giant rocks that lead out onto the corner of the sea, of the ocean. You see a cathedral in the distance, a throne room in the distance. You see down in a courtyard in front of a fountain that seems to be recently refurbished. You see a Warforged stood straight, a shield in one arm, hand on its belt, where a large, long blade dangles in a sheath. You see Advent.
What?
You see
What?
it's pretty occupied.
Oh shit.
So that's where we sent them.
Oh shit.
Do you see anything? Did it work?
I see Advent.
Okay.
And I think
If
I
it-
see her. Does like the model of this Warforged look the same as Aaron? Or
No.
are they kind of unique?
They look far more. How to describe? They're kind of a little bit more like plated, more warrior built, less flexible, a bit more kind of sturdy. Their faces are kind of shielded to be almost mimic that of a kind of a knight's helmet. Their eyes kind of glow softly underneath, and you can kind of see a soft whitish glow in the center beneath some cogs that are moving. They're kind of more of a warrior maker, more of a kind of. They are what you saw down in Anhel Roll.
And is there any discerning feature between this one and the other ones next to it?
No.
Or are they pretty much similar?
There's only two around the fountain, one that you're facing towards, since you did the sensor, and another one on the opposite side of the fountain. Stood exactly the same. You don't really see other Warforged around in the fountain area. See various people carrying about wood, shipments of stone, some people clearing away rubble, others carrying food between buildings, some families.
We can go right now. We can go right now.
Do we need a plan of sorts? I
I
What do
still
we
have a
even
bunch
do?
of coins that I took from Advent.
I mean, what do
Where
we do?
where is this place?
Oh shit.
it's
You weren't there.
Southwest.
pretty much south of Wolfguard.
Yeah.
The blood of man.
All right.
Real south, though.
It's
Like, it's still on this continent. Or not this one, I guess.
The main.
It's better than going to the desert.
Yeah,
It's a happy compromise. There you go.
Advent is over here, on the left side.
yeah.
Yeah, southwest from Wolfguard ish.
okay. Well, no, they wouldn't have one now because there's not enough time. But to have a teleportation circle there, but I still have the coins that I took from Advent, so that would get us there.
Should we go?
Well, above board, our teleportation option, if there's not a like teleportation circle somewhere, is 2 sets of plane shift, right?
No, I have teleport.
Teleport. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's the
Or
rules
I
on
have
teleport?
whatever.
Like
Uh,
your teleport?
She can teleport to a place based on familiarity. So,
If I have an
it's-
associated object.
yeah, on target is
Oh, so that's
permanent
what the coins
circle
are
or
for.
associated object. If you're very familiar with the area, it's a very smaller chance of failure. Seen it casually, bigger chance. Viewed once, bigger chance. Description, bigger chance.
What does failure do?
It's a mishap. You don't teleport to the right place.
Oops.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Sounds like a gamba. Let's do it.
Yeah, right. I found a pouch of old coins. So I have that in Advent. So I have that still with me. And it's just an associated object that's been in that place within the last 6 months. And it's not been 6 months. Okay. Do we need to do anything in Kongstol? Is there anything we need to talk
Should
to?
we
Anything need-
say something to
Oh.
Elmo?
Yeah, I was gonna say, could I like have word sent to Elmo in some way, just really quickly, to let him know we're okay and that we'll be returning? I assume because our ship is here too, right?
Our ship is still down.
On this
Yeah.
area.
Tyrus and
Yeah.
Tyrus's mom are.
So we'll eventually. I imagine we'll come back eventually.
yeah.
Yeah, how do we tell the ship that we are now teleporting beings, and we no
That
longer need
too.
normal transportation, and we're
Maybe
likely
we
to
could
rely
have-
on them
Yeah.
again.
Maybe we
No,
could have
we're
words
still gonna-
sent to both Elmo and the ship.
Yeah.
If there's like any sort of like courier service or anything in Congstal.
Yeah, there's some in both places, right? Didn't we send messages from Kildavast when we
I
were here
think we
before?
did.
Not to Kong. I don't think you sent anything to Kongstal. Because Kongstal's
But we sent
just
from
quick-
here, though.
You could probably
I thought-
send a message
yeah.
to go there, but it doesn't have like a courier service because it is where the
Okay.
Quickven have just
Okay.
started establishing again.
Because I don't want to use TAC because I assume we're gonna contact the king today potentially. So,
Also, hey Timmy.
Yeah?
Check your pockets and see if you have your diamonds. As I check my pockets to see if I have the ring
yeah.
with the diamond on it.
Were those actually consumed?
They were consumed.
Ooh, we should.
So we're out.
Yeah. Is there shit? I can't remember what was in Caldervest, but if there's anybody where we can buy anything
get some
like that, we should.
diamonds.
Because there won't be any in Advent.
Worst case, we still have that town that's not too fond of us that has the diamond mine that we could strike up a sale with, I guess.
TV over Creative Live Sea. Yo, what's up?
Oh, and
Just done.
Wolfguard, right? Yeah,
I mean, we know there's diamonds there.
that's true.
Okay.
Wait.
Joe, is there a courier? Is there anywhere we can buy like
In
healing
Canvas?
potions
Yeah.
or diamonds?
Potions wise, let me get my Caldavast notes up 1 second.
Also, do I know of any other mines that have, like,
Oh shit! It's your
diamond
birthday, mine.
deposits?
Diamond mines in Undersun were used up generations ago. Most diamonds.
But
in-
have I heard of any other places, like, even in stories? Would I make a roll for that?
A history check.
Okay.
Let's see, what episode were you guys in Caldavast?
Oh, that's a nat
no.
1. It went to 19 and then flopped
Yeah, I
to
saw
1.
that.
No, it's
Those are too heartbreaking. I don't have the dice on because it's too stressful.
as for potions, yes. There should be a place, yeah.
No diamonds though.
No jeweler.
Okay.
Okay.
Not that you know of.
How far away is Elmo right now? Like if
It was about a day and a
Kinda-
half journey underground
okay.
walking. So
Okay.
probably a few
Underground?
hours.
I don't want to go
Yeah.
that way again.
Probably a few hours
Yeah.
as the crow flies.
just a few hours?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if there's no way to get him a message, I could literally run.
Oh shit! And you're a giant wolf.
Yeah, but that only lasts an hour. But I could keep casting it.
Well, I think it's more that they don't have anyone set up on the other end, right? Like we could still try. We could send someone. Like
Yeah.
The
Right.
courier system is
Yeah.
mostly a system though where it's trained crows or trained pigeons or trained flying
Yeah.
animals.
I
that
mean,
go
I
to
could
certain
also send a message, but I would have to do
Well,
it, not you.
Also, if I went in person, I could bring him back and he could come
Yeah.
with us too. If that's the easiest thing, I'm happy to do that.
How long would it take for Tack to fly with a letter?
Probably the few hours. Same as a crow.
I mean, I guess we could spend I don't know. Either way, we would spend a day here, right?
Yeah.
You could send a letter with Tack. You could go your own self.
Well, Bree, you might have misheard what I said. It's a few hours as
Sorry.
the crow flies. So
Oh,
on
okay, I
the
gotcha.
wolf, it'd still probably take. I mean, they move pretty fast. I think it's. What's your giant wolf speed? Is it?
I think it was. Oh, let me look.
If you went full pelt, but because you obviously have hazards, which
It's 50 feet. Yeah.
50. I'd say you could get there in about if you went full pelt, which would probably come with an exhaustion point.
Yeah.
Probably 4 hours. You wouldn't be that far behind it because you're about as fast as the crow flies. It's just that you also have
Yeah.
obstacles.
That's not too bad,
Anyway.
honestly.
I would prefer Basil not go somewhere alone on
Yeah.
foot, though, in this place.
You
Do you remember those giant mountain spiders? I do.
want Elmo to come with us to Advent? Is that
No.
what you want?
No, I just don't know when we'll be back to get him kind of vibe. He's fine on his own, but
he'll be
Can we
fine.
ask
He's
him if he
okay.
wants to go anywhere other than
I know
this
that's the other
frozen
thing.
Yeah,
is,
what
like,
if you
I
just
feel
send-
bad because we're just abandoning him in this like frozen place, like
So how
after
about
telling him to
this?
come with us.
What if Timmy sends him a message to ask? And I have the figurine that Timmy made, and he made it in Kongstal, so we can TP to Kongstal.
Then rest
Spend the
and
night.
then TP
if we had to wait,
together.
if it's gonna take a day anyways, we might as well just go there. as a
Oh,
group,
that's
yeah.
fair, right? Because you don't have. Or I could just tap
Wait,
him
why
now
not?
and
We could just do our stuff here, go to Kongstal, then teleport from there. Right?
well, we would have to do the tunnel and take a day and a half to go from here to Kongstal. So
Oh,
that
okay.
tunnel was full of grossness, so we don't want to do that.
ugh, okay.
So we could go to, I guess it's, do we want to send a message to the king now? Do we want to just call Elmo, or what do we want to do? Because
I feel like
then I can't use a message for another day and I can't TP for another day. So I could do both of those things a time today.
I don't know if we want to tell the king yet. I feel like if we tell him, it gives him a chance to like,
Yeah, I say
don't
we
know,
need to
damage
talk about it more.
control.
Well, I think
Yeah.
I think if we tell him, we have to be face to face so we can see
Yeah.
his reaction.
Yes, definitely. Because otherwise, it's gonna be. I have a
And
feeling
if he's
he'll
in
do damage
Advent,
control.
then we'll see him there anyway.
True.
And if he's not in Advent, then we figure out whether we want to tell him after we find Timmy's mom. So if we're not going to send him a message or send it, I actually do have another message I'm going to send, but that can wait. We could either use TAC to send Elmo a message. If he says, yeah, I want to go, then we can TP there. Or if he says no, then we'll just get our shit together and TP to Advent.
TP. That sounds good to me.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds pretty good.
If we're all okay with that, then I'll pull out TAC.
Okay. How many letters or words?
25 words.
Letters.
25 letters. Just like everything
you
is text
imagine?
speak. No vowels ever.
Okay. Elmo, we're safe. Need. Hold on. How does OLG do this? Need to go to Advent.
Do you want to come?
Yeah. Do you want to come with or stay there? Let me know.
Missy, bye.
Yeah.
Your video feed goes
Let me
out.
know.
Tack lights up again.
Basil's literally counting on the video feed.
And you'd see Elmo in kind of his furs and the wares he's got since being in Kongstal. Kind of a stone just backdrop behind him, saying, I thought you were here.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
All right.
Poor guy.
I'll go wherever you go, if you have me. Otherwise, I'm also okay to stay for a while.
Does he want to go to a war zone?
That's 25 words right there. Exactly.
He
Yeah.
is going to get broken in half if we take him.
I don't-
That's right. He's going to die.
Yeah, so based on his response, I think maybe leave him at least for our Advent adventure, but definitely before we go anywhere after that, we should like check in with him, I feel like.
And see if he wants to like head to
Probably
the
a
ship or
good rule
whatever.
of thumb. Yeah.
Joe, would the ship be able to sail up towards that area? I mean, I guess Kongstal's inland anyway, so it wouldn't really matter.
No. Yeah.
There's nowhere like.
No safe docks there. No. Fuelhelm is mostly not civilized, so they're in kind of the safest place they can be in Fuelhelm.
Okay. He'd have to like hire people to take him to like home or something where there's a teleportation circle.
Yeah.
Something like that.
If it comes to that, we can like tell him that maybe, but
Okay.
and send him gold or something.
Yeah, just tell him it's CES to get out of there. So
Like COD.
Oops, sorry for taking you here.
Yeah.
Anyways, fuck you.
Sorry that you thought we were
They're one of
still
the
there
most
and we left
dangerous
and didn't tell
landscapes.
you.
You just
Yeah.
leave. You're probably just in Kongstal
I just
full
feel
time.
like Almo's having a bad time. I mean, like, he's having a good time, but
Look.
like, since finding out his GF was a fucking dragon, it's been a bad time.
Let's be real. The second he leaves the safety of wherever he is, he's dying. Joe will kill him.
bed. Yeah.
Joe will
No
have to kill
way!
him. So-
It's too taboo. He's already died once. He's got to let it
God,
breathe a
thank
little
God,
bit.
Come on.
It's got to breathe a little bit. It's like opening a bottle of
The
wine.
very next episode, he just dies.
That'd be so funny.
He trips.
Steps
my
outside, a
God.
spider comes in, grabs it.
Yeah. It's like one of those things where, like, now he's avoided death. Death is coming to him
Yeah.
like, consistently. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
I've never watched those movies, so that wasn't where my mind went.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, that's the concept.
Now I know the premise. Yeah.
Okay. So now
Thank you, our sponsor, Final Destination. 11.
yeah. Other scary movies are available. Okay, so now we just need to grab some potions here, and then we can TP straight to Advent.
Okay.
Oh, you guys, by the way, I've been using TP to mean teleport, which is that cool new thing I can do. I don't know if you got that.
Yeah, I don't know when you make up these weird, like, shortenings of the
I've just
words.
been ignoring you entirely.
I kind of thought you were saying you need to pee. Like,
No, I just was like, it was like a cool, I was trying it out, like a cool slang, like TP
I like
for
it.
teleport. Yeah.
yeah, very
Yeah.
innovative.
Thanks. Feels pretty cool.
Very,
Yeah, let's
very.
go buy
I'm just
some
going to keep
potions.
using the actual names of the spells I'm casting.
I just roll my eyes.
I would appreciate that.
I'm gonna pee. That means polymorph.
Where's the second
Well, that'd be-
P?
It's silent. It's
the
silent.
PH.
Oh, there are two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's wrong, guys?
No, that works.
I'm just
down.
trying to be cool. Like,
That was cool. It was
thank
cool.
you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Basil, you are cool. Without even
Thank you.
trying.
Well,
Gosh.
Did we find the PS, the potion seller? Did we find the?
Joe, while
Oh, I love this.
while they're doing this, I'm gonna recast Find Familiar and just get that stuff back sorted, since I think our familiars are
Oh yeah, I
not
guess I
here.
would like
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Oh
Unless
wait,
we're
no,
by
well, they
ourselves.
won't come with us when we TP, right? Because I can only bring 8. I'll just leave Pog unsummoned. I'll just summon him to just leave him against. Okay, stay here. I'll be.
It's like the Almo
Call you when I get
situation.
Wait,
there.
so does
Yeah.
that math out that I can bring mine and you can summon yours
So
there?
there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
6, 7. So yeah, we could bring 1 familiar.
Okay.
Right.
Is yours
7
like
is Aaron.
yours is like the same rules for summoning as mine is? It takes a little bit to do it.
Yeah. I could just. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't remember. It's not quite the same.
Mm,
Joe's making a face.
well, I have to look up your thing to check. I can't remember if it's ritually cast or if it's.
It didn't really say. It just said follows the rules. Hold
yeah.
on.
Then it's a.
Mine
rules.
rarely becomes helpful because we almost always have
Rarely
perpetual
becomes
advantage. So really, I don't care that
Mine is
much.
for flavor.
I would prefer you have yours because
da-da-da-da-da.
yours can fly.
You can cast Find Familiar spell as a ritual without using any material component. There we go. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know. Somebody else can go get potions, and I can cast. I can bring Pog out.
I can go get
Let's just bring out
potions.
Pog. I'll skip mine.
It's only 10 minutes to cast. Find Familiar
She's,
ritually. Yeah,
she's finding hers on place.
not too long.
What
yeah.
kind of potions do we need?
All right. I get Pog out.
I have 2 greater potions still, 1 normal, 1 lesser, actually. So that's 3 healing potions.
I just feel like since we don't have any diamonds, we should just buy out whatever's here. Right.
Probably
So,
a good
yeah.
idea.
So
were there people here that just sold diamonds? I don't think so, right?
No,
No.
Pretty
I don't think so.
nasty, the
Have we
markets
long rested, by the way, since everything, or no?
No, you guys would have actually.
No.
No.
We
Okay.
long rested
You
before we
did.
teleported back into
Yeah.
the.
Yeah.
You did.
Oh, yeah, we didn't
You're
do
not
anything.
quite
I'm just gonna
exhausted now.
refresh.
So I'm
my-
just down a spell slot, but that's it.
Okay, cool. I'm just refreshing my spell slots.
Oh, I have a relevant question because I've been doing that see invisibility contingency thing for our group safety. Because of passage of time in the realm of souls versus here where I technically casted the spell, would contingency have fallen off by now? Would I have to recast it? Because it lasts like 15 days or something, like a very long amount of time before it needs to be recast. 10 days.
When did you cast it?
I cast it before we left for the first trip to the Plane of Souls?
Oh no, then yeah, it's still on. It's still on.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that, like, if it was technically longer in the Plane of Souls than 10 days, if it would have gone off.
No, it was. No, you're good.
All right.
Okay, we head to the apothecary, potion seller person, whoever that may be.
Yeah, you'd be able to find one in.
Door.
You'd be able to find one in the main kind of kitchen district area. You'd find it's actually built into a kind of a glass vial, as it's all kind of giant squares, and it's going to be reinforced with wood around the bottom, but the glass itself is actually kind of designed and being reinforced now. The doorway's open. It's kind of got these like little beaded doors so you can walk through it. And inside the apothecary, you would find this kind of small gnome man. He's kind of got hair that's bushy on both sides of his head, but very kind of short on the top. He's only a couple of feet tall. He's kind of just restocking his shelves by climbing up a ladder, putting them up at the top. You can see against all of the potions on the side, he puts them behind like a glass display. And you can see he just kind of puts one behind, climbs down his ladder, turns around, looks into it. It's the building itself is built into the vial itself, so it's like a rounded room filled with these just glass containers showing various different potions and whatnot. He climbs down, looks across your group, walks back over towards his counter. Yes?
Hello.
Oh, hello.
We're here to buy some healing potions. Would you have any available?
I have a
Thank
few.
you.
I have a few.
Great.
What type are you looking for?
What type do you have?
Well, I've got a couple of commons and a couple of uncommons.
Okay, how much are they?
One rare. How much per?
Yeah.
Or for
Yeah.
well, how much are you looking to spend?
I mean, I don't know. Money's a little tight, but we are going
Then
far.
I could suggest my common would only about 50 gold per. I have 3 of them.
I'm worried 50 gold per common. I'm a little nervous we might get into more scrapes on that. How much would the uncommons be?
Uncommon is 100 gold. I only have 1 of those. And the rare one is 300 gold. It's superior healing.
Okay. What was it? 300, 100, and
50.
3 for 150? Or 3 for 50?
No. 50 each.
Yes, that's what I meant. Sorry. Okay.
So 550 gold if you're looking to buy all of them. Which, for an adventurer like yourself, is a smart deal.
I don't know. I'm gonna pull out my coin purse and be like, I don't know whoever else came with me, but I'm gonna look back at them like slightly nervously.
I came with you.
I'm really worried. I only have 500. Would you be willing to do a deal for all of them for 500?
Ooh. Usually what I would say to a customer adventurer is, if you can't afford the potion, don't do the adventure. 500 for all of them.
Yeah,
Or a persuasion check.
I'll smile really sweetly at the guy in the
Sure, have
background
advantage.
with pleading eyes.
That's what those puppy dog eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like-
he does Puss in
That's
Boots.
just too beautiful, dude.
Those are bad rolls for me. 25.
25 is a bad roll.
That's so funny.
500 gold sounds fair for all of them. And
Oh, thank you.
my best condolences if anything was to happen. Thank you for shopping at our store. If you'd like to buy anything else, let me know. Starts taking the potions out, placing them onto kind of a small, almost like this kind of little, like, series of test tube style vials, and then kind of wraps it over so it's kind of secure. It should go into a satchel like that. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potions in total.
Okay, I will exchange the money, but like carefully count it out. Like I'm worried about spending so much money. What did I just say? 3 common. 1.
I was about to be like, how the fuck do you have a plus 15? And then I looked at my own sheet. And
Yeah,
I also
don't even. Yeah.
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 Okay. All right. Well, we have a few more potions. I guess that's the only thing we need here. So we'll head back to the group. Basil, I just saved us 50 gold.
Nicely done. I expect nothing less from the persuasion master herself.
I just you should never really just pay full price for stuff right off the bat, I feel like. I think that sets a bad precedent.
I never thought about that until I met you, actually, at all.
The anti-tip.
But it seems like a good life skill to have.
Yeah. It's just okay, cool. Let's bring him back.
Okay, you return to the group with extra potions now.
Okay. There we go.
Okay.
I guess we can disperse them however we see fit, who we think needs to hold them, etc. Which we don't have to decide now, but I'm gonna...
Administering a potion in my world is a bonus action as well. So. All right.
I've already got a bunch, so I'm good.
Godspeed.
All right.
What would you like to do?
I'm ready to go.
Should we go? What time is it?
Ready?
What time are we
We're
gonna
gonna
get there?
Over there right now, it would be probably about an hour before you guys. Maybe 2 hours before.
Okay.
Because we're on the
You
West
got
Coast.
time zones.
Yep. Just spanning
This
the
is
continent. as well.
exciting.
What time was it again?
By the time you went and got all your potions and explored around a little bit, probably about 1:30 in the afternoon. So you'll probably
we're
be getting there
fine.
about 11:30 in the morning.
Let's roll.
Okay, hey Timmy.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I mean, as ready as I can be.
Okay,
This is
All right.
exciting.
do it. I will cast teleport and bamf us to Advent.
Okay. I'm gonna roll a d4 just to see where in Advent you appear.
Yeah, she would aim for like that sort of cathedral-y area, you know, like up where we spent the most time.
Well, then, if you're aiming for that
guess,
place,
right?
then the throne room or the cathedral.
No, like
Ooh, power
outside, like
move.
not.
Teleport right into the throne room.
Yeah, but if the king's
Let's
there,
leave
we're
and
gonna get
ask
in a
the
shit ton of
king
trouble.
anything.
We would get in a lot of trouble for that. Do we want to be immediately? Actually, hold on, you guys.
We don't go
where should
anywhere
I
without
target
getting
us?
immediately in big trouble, to be honest.
That's
Do we
true.
want to? Should I just?
All right.
Where should I aim for?
I don't
Just
know.
like the courtyard outside?
Yeah, I feel like that's safest, right?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's what I'm gonna do.
Try not to teleport us into anyone.
So calm.
I don't know if I can do it as I
Which is
cast
an ever-
it.
So aim for the courtyard outside the throne room. Oh.
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't remember how many courtyards there were.
Hey,
Just
okay.
outside,
Now we're
not
going
in
with
a
that.
building.
Yep. You immediately cast the spell. Your body's kind of enveloping in this kind of bluish arcana. Your body shimmer, and then you find yourselves as the magic kind of fades. Stood on that familiar courtroom, kind of almost like it's the kind of paved stairway that leads up into the throne room area. You can see where the stairways that now have rails that go all the way down, where they've been redesigned. You can see that the actual the kind of stone flooring has actually been redesigned to be cleaner, easier, less trip holes. You appear immediately, just above the staircase. Down the stairs, just a little ways, a couple of guards turn, and then in front of the throne room itself, you see 4 Warforged and 2 more human guards. Oh, look. The Warforged draw out their weapons immediately.
Hey,
Pull
hi,
their
hello.
shields.
All right, here we go.
One of the
Hello.
guards steps forwards and looks at you.
Sorry.
Who are you?
Hi.
Speak
I'm
your
Fia.
purpose now.
Hi. We're here to find someone. Also, if King's here, we'd love to talk to him.
We're
he knows
friends
us
of
really
the
well.
king. Yes.
Just tell him it's Fia and Basil and Scold and Fabia and Timmy
Don't
and
give them my name.
Are you armed?
Cool.
Cool Pete.
And Cool Pete.
I just have my hands up.
Scott like looks
I'm
at
so
his
sorry.
giant mole and
Yeah.
then looks back at the god.
I'm so sorry. Last time we were here, there wasn't really anyone here, and I didn't it was sort of like a little tricky to figure out where to like land. I'm very sorry.
Drop
I
your
didn't mean to
weapons onto
disturb
the ground.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Like hell.
Hold on. Oh, we're heroes. We mean absolutely no harm. We're adventurers. The last time we were here, there was no one here. We actually are kind of part of the reason you guys are here. So
If I was going to squash you, I would have done it already. Now go get
God.
they're like happy for
alright.
traveling. You'd be
need-
surprised how
I love
teleportation
Escalade.
really messes with your mind.
I'm gonna need an intimidation check from Scold and a persuasion check from Basil.
Okay. Fuck.
Can I help Basil?
You cannot help. It's luckily she doesn't have disadvantage right now.
23.
Let's see which one he ranks
19.
through the most.
Wait, 21.
No, that
God
was
damn it,
that was
Scold.
Trent. Oh yeah, because you're doing your thing.
Yeah.
21. You see, he goes, you will not move from your positions.
We'll stay right here.
That's fine.
You got it.
I'm really good at standing still.
You know, it's the other guard. Warforged, step forward. Step forward. Hold their shields and rest the blade on top of the shield. The guard goes inside the gates, and the gates shut.
Well,
You
at least
guys,
we didn't teleport inside anyone and blow them up.
that's not what
guys are
happened.
so
I think
Is
It
that
might be
excited.
possible?
no.
Oh, it's
I'm-
possible.
But I would be fine, right? They would be.
You
Yeah,
would be.
no,
We would be
everyone's
fine.
fine,
They
no.
would turn into goo.
They
In
don't
that case,
turn
it's
into
fine.
goo. They just get pushed. It's fine.
I don't know.
Be nice sometimes, you guys.
Yeah, we don't want
Why don't
fights.
they be nice sometimes?
You know what? When I left here, there was attitude, and I've come back and there's attitude, all right? They
So you guys are telling me
Attitude.
if someone just randomly teleported right in front of you, you wouldn't be alarmed, a little bit freaked out?
Probably peace.
I think they have a rational response.
You could determine intent just by looking at someone. If I wanted to kill him, he would be dead.
You look scary. Have you looked
Yeah,
at yourself?
Yeah, I was
lately?
gonna
Very
say if I
intimidating.
didn't
I
know
don't
you and
think
you
we want them
teleported in
dead,
front of
they
me, I
we
wouldn't
wouldn't have
be.
stopped when
And
they
the
said
doors
to
open.
stop.
Anyway,
They're
your
just like-
conversation. You see the great throne room that you actually spent your time dining with Zalfel in. The pillars leading up. But the actual throne room itself has been restored. You can see the staircase that leads up in the distance, the back end of the room. A few stairs lead up to this tall throne. Has a huge kind of archway back to it that depicts the first landing at Advent. You would see that the Warforged step aside. The guard steps forward and says, "The king is allowing you entry. Welcome."
Thank you. We really appreciate this. We're very sorry to stress you out.
He steps to one side. And then you see, coming out kind of in front of you, you'd see this kind of quite slender, handsome man, a beard that kind of only mostly covers up the mustache and kind of the goatee area with just stubble on the other side. Kind of this dark brown skin, tall, kind of like broad eyebrows, hair that's going to be matted back and kind of tied behind him. He's wearing almost like a soft beige yellow, like Shawani type robe. He steps out, looks across your group, and then immediately casts the spell magic on Basil.
What does that spell do?
If you have anything magical that you're kind of currently casting or concentrating on, you can get rid of it.
Oh, okay. I know.
He looks across you all. You see him mutter the words of detect magic. Looks across you and goes, "I had to be assured."
Understandable.
He folds his arms behind his back and walks back into the room. The Warforged step aside, allowing you entry.
He missed my mage armor, the poor guy.
No, I think it was just to make sure we aren't I'm just
Who
gonna
is
shake
that
my
guy,
head and walk in.
anyways?
Timmy sort of squints at the Warforged we walk past.
You see they just kind of stand there still. The throne room itself has no longer got a giant dining table all the way down the front. It does, however, in the center has a kind of a circular table with various maps and whatnot. They've been covered up. They've thrown a cloth over it for now, weighed down. The cloth kind of cools over the table. But you can see there's kind of piles of writing or books underneath it. Along the sides, you'd see several Warforged. But then you'd also see, by the throne itself, you'd see in a silver ornate armor with beautiful left shoulders that come out to look like anchors themselves. On the right shoulder, it's kind of lesser. It's more kind of ceremonial. You see these 3 guards. One, her helmet's still on, wings that come up at the top of it. You see this kind of soft, deep blue colored Asimar with the golden glowing eyes. I'm trying to think if you saw her before. Go ahead and roll a, for anyone who was around during Allbridge, go ahead and roll a straight wisdom just for like a memory check. Other than that, you'd see a human beside holding his helmet under his arm.
20 unnatural.
20 unnatural.
Oh.
You'd recognize this person.
What did you want us to roll?
Just a straight wisdom. You see this other human as well. Kind of short, cut, blonde hair. With you, Fabia, and you, Basil. I'm just trying to think who saw this person. You recognize Lady Julieta. She was the high judge that proceeded over the Albridge case back when you dealt with Faerun.
Okay.
You see her, you see another human, and then you see underneath a kind of broader armor, fur that's pushing out, kind of a golden fur. You'd see a Leonin standing underneath this armor. These 3 guards stand beneath the stairs that lead up and set up on the throne with a crown built of bronze. You see the one you knew once as Benjen Ashford, now King Haemon.
Oh, shit.
Lower down, near the table, you see Lady Cecilia Ort, the elderly lady that you helped. They gave her word to advise over King Haemon when you first.
Is that the one I gentleman collared?
That's the one.
Yes.
Awesome.
She's wearing a pin that kind of holds a cloak over her shoulder. Otherwise, kind of like almost leathered gear, advisory kind of robes, but they've almost been pulled together in case there's any need for a fight. And she wears a belt with a sword in it. She's got white hair, somewhere in her kind of late 60s. As you kind of enter into the room, the Warforged heads watch you as you start walking down. You see Cecilia stands and walks over towards where the stairs are and the bottom of where the guards are. As does the mage that came out and greeted you as well. He moves down to the opposite side, has his arms folded behind his back. The king leans up in his seat. Welcome to Advent, the new Advent.
Yeah, it looks good.
Aaron's eyes flicker as he sees the throne here.
Yeah, it's strange because it's different. They've obviously built over the room a little bit, but it's mostly trying to be remodeled back to how it was. You can see they've added a little bit more color to it, but for the most part, they've just reinforced it. Well, we've managed to save the majority of the city now. It's mostly back.
That's good. We kind of only just saw this bit. Sorry for the confusion.
There's fine. We just take teleportations very seriously.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I just was kind of aiming for not inside a building, so.
Well, what can I do you the pleasure for?
Sightseeing. We are just Advent on the mind, you know.
Yeah, we wanted to see what was up.
Sightseeing.
We're looking for I just kind of look around, like, to see who else in the room.
An old friend we thought might be in Advent.
Roll a deception
Yeah.
check. Basil.
Fabia is squinting at the two
I
of
don't know
us.
what else.
Oh,
we
this
could
is a weird
say.
approach.
I don't know who any of these
Well,
people
what else
are.
could we say? Why else would we teleport to Advent?
Is there, like...
26.
20 get. I see.
Yeah. Hi, I say to the mage. I don't think we've met. I'm Fia.
He bows his head. Advisor Rethazir Mad.
Oh, it's good to meet you.
Pleasure. King Haman looks down to him. Reth here is an old friend of mine. I grew up with him. One of the finest mages in all of the Vahazi.
Huh. That's cool. I got better magic too. That's the one that teleported. Sure, it's fine. Well, I call it TP, but it's fine.
Sorry, did I?
Yeah.
Do you need my aid in finding someone?
Well, no, we would like to be able to just walk around and see if we can find who we need to find. But also, I was wondering if, like, maybe you'd have some time, like, a little more private than a giant throne room to I'm just not talk like in a huge room.
We would love to reconnect with you.
A
on
lot has
more
happened.
Personal.
Yeah, I
level.
kind of want to. I feel like maybe we could like debrief. You know.
Right.
I'm gonna be blunt, King. I don't trust your fucking mage with what we have to say.
The mage smiles. Looks down to him.
No offense.
I assure you, Reth has our best interests in mind. Besides, the last we spoke as a group, and I appreciate the updates. He looks towards you, Fia. As peculiar as they might be, you weren't all
Miss you,
too
bye.
happy. You weren't
Don't freak.
all too happy with all of this. I must have precautions now. I have a water wind.
No, I know. That's why I told you to dispel it. I sent you that message so that you would know that Gale was like we just need to talk, and I feel like somewhere more private than a giant throne room. Do you like people see us right now? Like people eavesdrop? Like this seems like not a quiet place.
Somewhere private.
Lady Cecilia looks up and then back down towards you. Would it be better if we brought in other magi? Is it this one in particular that you have a problem with?
No, I would prefer fewer people.
Yeah.
I'm afraid we cannot do you that courtesy, as you're dealing with
Also,
a
hello.
kingdom.
It's fair.
No, it's
Right.
understandable. Okay.
Look, I can at least like do a detect magic of my own and make sure that mage isn't up to anything. It would only
We're
be
looking
fair.
Do you have precautions in place here? Yes, so that we're not overheard.
Yes.
I assume.
He looks down towards Reth. We have the finest in anti-magic, or throughout
Do
this
you-
room in particular.
Oh, throughout this room.
Would you mind if I take a look for myself?
Is that okay if we just verify that? This is kind of
Reth smirks and goes, go ahead. I mean, why not?
All right, Adelward casts Detect Magic.
Okay. You would see kind of located in just various kind of corners of the room are these almost like pulsating auras. It would be abjuration magic, so it comes off as like a kind of a softer blue. It's kind of emanating from all around the corners of the room. They're like anti-magical wards that can be activated.
Okay. And nothing aside from that, nothing like on the mage personally, anything?
You'd find a little bit of magic coming from his wand. It's transmutation magic. Suggestive and the similar kind of magic that you'd get from magical items.
Okay. It's anti-magic wards around
Also,
the room.
by the way, sorry, the guards as well. Every soldier here, their swords are also transmutation magic, as if to suggest they've all been enchanted. All the guards.
Okay. Seems relatively on the up and up.
okay. So nobody's watching, no one's listening that you saw.
That one, well, if there's someone scrying, I'm not prepared to seek that immediately.
Okay.
Do we know how to do the diplomacy spell thing?
I do.
Yeah.
But-
They'd be willing to come in.
Oh, probably not.
And I have not prepared that because I
So you'd
wasn't
have to-
expecting us to be meeting
Right.
with this guy.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. Are we having this
'Cause-
conversation? Like,
I think we kind of have. I think
we should.
We have to.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna look at the mage. I assume that you also are keeping an eye out to make sure no one can overhear or spy in here or anything, right? I don't mean to like insult you by suggesting that. I just want to make sure that it's okay. I'm just trying to do my due diligence.
I take no insult.
Okay.
We
You
are
seem very nice.
well protected.
Okay. How many Warforged are around us right now? Like are close within?
Like in
Earshot.
between each of the pillars, there's about 8 in total.
Okay. How many are like right here where we're standing up by the throne?
None. That's where his 3
None.
other guards are.
Okay.
The royal guard.
Okay. I'm gonna just say it, right? We're here looking for Timmy's mom.
Whoa,
I'm gonna-
whoa.
Well, what?
Your Majesty, that's a different matter. We're here because we
That's
believe
what
that
I'm
a handful
getting.
of your Warforged are more important than they seem. We know which ones. We'd like to inspect them.
What do you do you remember when we went to Anharol and we came back and we were pretty mad?
Understandably,
said-
I paid you compensation for that.
Yeah, no, I know. That's not the part that is concerning us now. But do you remember that I asked you if you'd sent us there just to make sure your army was okay?
Yes.
If you cared about everybody that was in the mountain. And
Yes, of course.
yeah. And then you said that you had backers in the Vahazi and they were like your family.
Yes, I grew up in the Vahazi.
Yeah.
If I had
Um
spoken my name prior to when I did, it's likely I would have been killed.
Sure. No, that part is not really what's concerning us right now. We've been. What do you know about your army? What do you know about how they were created?
The
The
Anhor Road
nature.
Dwarves. It was commissioned by the Silkweaver.
How well do you know the Silkweaver?
It's almost like an uncle in a way, growing up. I mean, one you'd see rarely, but he was always kind to me.
What did he tell you about the army?
Oh, he didn't. Lady Ara secured it. And
Lady Ara?
Lady Ara.
Which one is Lady
Sh-
Ara? I'm sorry.
What did she look like?
You see Wrath,
I'm gonna
Minor Illusions.
minor illusion at the same time.
Yeah,
The girl on the ship.
it's not her.
Okay.
You see black hair, tied up, beautiful, gem-like ruby eyes. Very kind of sharp features. You see a woman from the Vahazi that you've never seen before. When he looks at your one, though, he goes,
Do you know her?
"Oh, I've seen her before."
Okay.
I'm confused why you worry about the nature of it. I have been open with my backing from the Vahazi.
Yeah, it's not even necessarily the Vahazi. Here's the thing. I don't know. I said I was just going to say it, and then I started asking a bunch of questions that were really vague, right? Do you know there's people in them?
Kind of looks confused. I
We
assure
think the
you-
Warforged run on souls, basically.
They have,
Nonsense.
no, they do.
We know this to be a fact.
We know it. We saw there were these bracelets and they had diamonds in them and they were being handed out during the War for More. And when people died in the war, their souls were transferred into the Warforged. We know that it's possible because we've seen it. And we also, and I'm going to point at Aaron,
Do you have a cleric amongst you right now? There's a
I
way
just
we can
wanna-
prove this.
Many.
insight check his puzzlement too.
Go for it.
While she
I'm
does that,
terrible,
I'm
no.
going to say,
No, only an 8. I'm bad.
ask your clerics to scry on one of the old King's Guards of Advent, Yorick, and see what it gives them.
He leans down and kind of whispers when Cecilia Ort steps up. She nods her head and then walks past you, heading out of the hall for a moment, and then comes back. I've sent for one. What do you... I assure you, whatever creation that your companion is likely not the same.
It is the same.
The Anhor roll...
I wrote a.
This
Yeah?
Is he lying with an 18? Is this shock
Or
genuine?
his, like, outward.
You can smell that he's got... He's nervous. You can smell the nerves on him.
He doesn't want us to be right.
Squad won't share that just yet.
I assure you that a lot of expense was put towards this army.
we know. We saw its creation.
It is years in the work.
We know.
What does expenses and years make you... Why does that make you disbelieve what we're saying?
For what
Why are
purpose?
you so nervous?
He
I'm
shared.
not.
He'll lean back. Yes, you are.
We spoke to the necromancer who made the bracelets that made all of this possible.
Necromancer.
His name is Melanos. He's from Wolfguard.
Now I have heard everything. You see Cecilia all kind of smiling. Archmage Manos died years ago. Disappeared.
We just spoke with him in the Plane of Souls. We've been busy.
What a persuasion.
You guys have been up. All right. You've been up to a lot, and so have we. 30.
Whew, nice.
You've contacted Archmage Melanos.
We have. We weren't looking for him, but we found him. And we know through him how the army was created. And we know who is behind it.
You'd
We
see us-
know that they handed out bracelets during the war. And they didn't tell people what they were for.
Stepping to the hall, 3 more of the Royal Guard come in. One of them's wearing robes. One of them is wearing kind of a almost like half plate, and one of them is just kind of wearing the same outfit as the human up on the stand. But the one in the front, who's kind of wearing the robe, steps forward. You called for me, Your Majesty? I need you to speak with that one. He points towards Timmy. Get a description. I'm not sure how it... Reth, could you... Reth bows his head and walks over to the cleric to discuss and kind of describe to him, who then comes over towards you, Timmy. It's a bald orc, a half-orc man, and he looks to you and says, I need the full description of the person that you want me to scry.
Well, luckily, I know normally it is difficult to scry upon one where you only have heard of a name, but he's actually here with us and can allow you to scry. Just
will?
search for Yorick, the old King's Guard of Advent.
See him step to one side and scry. His eyes flit over. You see the white of his eyes. And then close back out and he goes, are your anti-invisibility shields up? Reth bows his head. There seems to be a presence inside of this Warforged. The king shakes his head. Everyone leave us. Reth looks up to him. Your Majesty? Everyone. Cecilia shakes her head. We cannot do that, Your Majesty. Every one. Do not kill me. Take the Warforged as well. And they start leading them out. You see Cecilia kind of looks between you both. And heads out. He looks down towards the only person who's remaining out of his guard, which is the ASMR. She tilts her head up. I have vowed to stay beside you. Anything that is said to you will not be repeated by me. But I will refuse that order. The rest of you can come closer. And he gets up and walks down the stairs. He has his arms folded behind his back. You can now see he's kind of wearing this beautiful kind of silk garment that goes out the front. It's been kind of interwoven with all different patterns showing off Keswick's wares. And his bronze crown kind of hangs heavy on his head, imprinted into his hairline. How do you know all this?
We saw it. We were looking for, as I said, we were looking for Timmy's mom. And it took us to the plane of souls. And we had a series of memories of his mom and her companions. We also had a series, we talked to Melanos in the plane of souls. And we saw his memories as well. So between the memories of Timmy's mom's companions, we saw them take the bracelets and put them on. And then when we spoke to Melanos and then saw his memories, we saw the creation of those. We saw him being kidnapped. We saw the creation of those bracelets. We saw the person behind the creation of those bracelets. And we saw what happened to Melanos, why he vanished.
Let's say for a moment what you're saying is true. It would mean... It would mean that... There's 10,000 souls trapped in my army.
It does.
It depends on how you look at it. They lived a life and they died. And now they're repurposed, I suppose.
From what we know, the souls kind of take a back seat. So, in a way, it might feel kind of like they're trapped.
You can ask Yorick. Points at Aaron.
And you have free reign, Yorick, of the body. These Warforged, they would...
It's not...
Not free reign, no. Only strong memories shot me forward. Being here brought me forward. This was my home.
When I asked for you to help me win the crown, I deceived you.
You did.
And I paid for that deception with considerable number of gold.
You did.
But the deception was one of virtue. I did it because the people of Kessex needed a ruler. They needed to break away from the Strands and Westmore.
You know.
If what you say is true, I'm a king who has 10,000 unwilling fighters. Or at least they've not given their word, their allegiance, they're forced to fight. If I'd won this war, then when you came to me, I would have found a way to free them, but I'm in a quandary. I've been confident about this war. We've won the majority of our battles. Recently, we've lost a couple more. But we have a chance to solidify some agreement between the nations, at least hold against Westmorn, potentially indefinitely. I have 10,000 soldiers that don't need to eat, sleep, rest. They impose fear on the enemy. They impose courage in those they stand beside. They're worth 10 men singularly.
But they suffer within.
What happens if we free them and they don't fight?
Look, I'm going to be honest with you. We don't know how to free them.
Yeah, I mean, step 1 is even figuring out how to get them out of there. But like step 2 could be figuring out how to make the Warforged work without them, right? Like,
Absolutely.
That's still
As it stands,
they
nothing
still
changes.
exist.
Yeah, I mean, right now you're kind of in a position of just limbo. You have this information, but we haven't figured out how to fix it.
I think just, I don't know, realize they're not just machines, right? They're people. They're just there's precious as anybody else, right? As the rest of your army. Don't just have to take care of them until we can figure out what to do.
And you'll come to me if you figure anything out. I promise you, I give my word as on my crown. I did not know.
We are going to try to figure it out.
Muted, Sam.
I'm gonna roll on that 16.
Sure. You see his face twitch a little bit, his mouth twitches a little bit. Seems more nerves than lies.
Okay.
It's hard because now you have another burden that you didn't have before, right?
It's funny.
And
It's actually been rather easy to rule in terms of broad decisions. I have decent advisories. I have experienced, passionate people. We're not a war it's not like the war for more. It's not like seeing my people rise up and fighting a war that they never wanted to be part of because a king that they've never heard of or never seen, never even gained anything from has told them to go and fight. This is different. This is people that are passionate to fight for their families. I haven't come across that many difficult decisions so far. And if I have to decide at some point to release them, that could lose us the war. And Westmorn will be far harsher on Kessex if we lose. So I have to decide between 10,000 people that I forced to fight. And a couple 100,000 that fight for freedom.
I think that we don't even know. I don't know. We don't know how to get in touch with the people inside them yet. Yorick was different because of kind of what's been happening with us and what brought him to the forefront. We're here, as I said, because we think Timmy's mom is here, and we're gonna go figure out who she is. She's here somewhere. But we don't know what to do once we find her. We don't know how to bring her to the forefront. We don't know how to keep her at the forefront. We don't know what to do. I think that what if it's different for everyone and we have to figure it out 10,000 times? We don't have the answer to that. But I think that you have to plan to somehow repay them for their service when it's over, right? Like, you have to make sure that they have somewhere to go, that they aren't just trapped as guards and soldiers. And if we figure it out before then we'll have to have that discussion before then.
Well, what I would say for the first step, we need to... The door smashes open. You see Cecilia, or you see a kind of person, like a dwarf, rush in, hobbling through. And you'd see Cecilia step on and go, "Your Majesty, I tried to tell him to wait." And you hear this kind of hobbling sound clinking on the kind of the paved ground. "No, I cannot wait. I've got a..." He looks up. This dwarf, ragged beard, dark clothing, but kind of clean silk wares, carrying a letter in his hand, one leg. You see Ovid.
Fucking Ovid.
The second you said like hobbling.
Hobbling, like, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He slows down his pace and comes towards him. The king goes, "What does the mean?" "Ovid, what has you got here?"
Hello, Ovid.
What are they doing here, Your Majesty? He hands over a letter.
What are you doing here?
You.
You know each other? You know he's my royal messenger.
We go way back, right,
Oh,
Ovid?
way back.
You fell upwards.
Nods head.
The king says, "He comes from a rich family. Daddy's fallen that far." Ovid looks to you.
Alright.
"Hey, Your Majesty." As he's kind of reading the letter. 12 more since last night. And a pair of in the prisons. They're being trialed for death. He looks up. More? 12 more? Hand this letter to Cecilia. He nods and puts it into his pocket and goes, "Nice seeing you again. How are we going?"
Yeah. See you around.
Oh, that's it. He kind of hobbles fast, kind of heading straight towards the exit to get away from you guys as quickly as possible.
What was that?
We've lost our siege on Halen's Mouth. But that was... I imagine that would happen any day now. But other than that, we've had some problems in the city. Quite a few disappearances. And...
People? Warforged?
People.
Both?
Just people.
Tell you what.
Deserters?
No, we've got every corner of the city guarded from the way out that just disappeared inside.
That sounds familiar.
How about we get to the bottom of it for you, and you give us one Warforged. You know the one.
Agreed.
When we find her.
If you can look into it, that would help. Many of the people in the city think it's haunted.
Oh, come on. We killed... Okay.
Or cursed.
I'm
Change.
sort of insulted by that. We did a really good job clearing it out. Maybe
Depends who you
haunted.
ask.
Okay.
We didn't exactly stick around and check.
Who's going to have details on this? We can ask.
You can head down to the mess halls in the barracks. We've got a makeshift. We've got prisons there. We've got a makeshift kind of courthouse. Deserters.
Okay.
They're dealing with it right now. We've been having acts of aggression. I think it's probably everything that's been causing this. Just the fear of the cursed city. Causing people to lash out. Overall, we've had close to 60 disappearances in the last 2 weeks, including a religious delegate.
60?
60.
That's quite a lot.
Including the 12 that he just told me about there.
All right.
When's the last time you talked to your family back in the Vahazi?
Lady Ara sends word every now and then to update us on coin and funding if we ever need anything. They're currently going through deals right now to... He stops himself. Sorry, you're not a part of this war. We are attempting to secure a navy from an unlikely source.
Are you gonna owe them anything when this is over? Do you know what you'll owe them?
An alliance, I imagine. At the least, my allegiance is towards the would-be Empress of the Deserts.
Just...
My family aren't bad people. I think they're not.
Opportunistic. Come out and say this part. But it was the Silk Reaver we saw in Melanos's memories. Just please be careful. Because you may not know them as well as you think you do. They may not have your best interests at heart.
He's the one with the failsafe.
The failsafe?
Well, in case...
Like a word to turn them off or something?
Yes.
Could they be turned back on after that?
I don't know. He was the one that commissioned the army and supplied it, so...
Why would you need a failsafe unless you thought they might turn on you?
I mean, that's the nature of dealing with mechanics. These mechanisms, technology...
Or trap cells.
The danger of soul transference of unwilling people.
You must understand that it makes... To fill in the gap now was not as easy without knowing that information. It made sense that 10,000 soldiers, which were designed to be the perfect army, would have a failsafe. I mean, we saw what happened in Wolfguard with their perfect army. I just didn't know this might be the reason. Where does
She's
the
the only one that has it? We don't know. We're gonna have to... We know sort of. Where was she, Timmy? Where was she standing?
It was a fountain, right?
Yeah.
It was by a fountain outside. She was stationed there, I'm guessing.
I can have the regional general or lieutenant give you the pass to her allegiance. Or their allegiance.
Okay.
I'm sorry about... I didn't know. If you deal with the disappearances, I'll see what I can find on my end.
Just be careful who you ask.
All right, then, let's get to work.
Yep.
Thank you for coming to me about this.
It's good to see you. It's unfortunate it wasn't under different circumstances, but
Your hair looks better.
Oh. Appearances are no longer needing to be...
Yeah, it was. Yeah. We're gonna go find Timmy's mom.
Right.
Cool.
Pia, about the last...
oh my god.
You guys can go ahead if you want. That's cool. I'll just I'm gonna tie my shoes on. I'm gonna.
I just...
yeah, I'm going
Perhaps
outside.
it's best if you deal with the disappearances and we can converse about it at a different time.
No,
Yeah.
get over with now, because otherwise
I
it's
don't-
going to haunt us. It's going to piss me off.
Sculpt leaves.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah,
Basil will
Marty,
try to usher everyone if they're not going, so that Fia's left in there.
Just looking at my tattoo.
He looks to his kind of royal guard who's just not leaving you two alone. I just wanted to apologize for... perhaps I made things awkward. Or
Oh.
gave an impression that...
I mean, it's fine. Why? What impression do you think you gave? That you weren't intending to give?
You said at the end of your message there, you said...
You just
I fucking love this shit. Favorite part of D&D, hands down, by far, bar none.
You said you had a peculiar exit, I should say.
Oh, yeah, I was having a really I was having a weird day that day. There was a lot going on, and I just sort of felt like
That's okay. These kind of mistakes, they happen.
you know, it wasn't
on.
really,
I just didn't know if I was rude in my response. That's all.
no, I mean, wait. I almost died like 5 times since I've been since I saw you last. It's a lot that happens, and then sometimes you just feel like you should just say something if you wanted to talk to someone. You know what I mean? You should just come out and be really blunt and just say exactly what you mean. You know,
So you meant, right?
Your hair does look a lot better. It was kind of bad, but the bowl thing was bad. I'm sorry,
Oh my
that was rude,
God.
but I get that it was it
disguise?
looks better now.
I have a personal
Yeah, it's way.
barber now.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
You look nice as well.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, thanks.
Your friends, your party, your I'm sure they'll be expecting you. I must get back to war.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, okay. I'll I'll see you after. I'll see you later. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Don't be a stranger.
Okay.
Fantastic.
All right.
Head back up.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I just kind of awkwardly put my hand out to shake his hand.
Oh. He shakes it.
Yeah. That was weird. Sorry. It just seemed like I had to do something else. All right. Cool. I'm gonna see you later. Okay. Bye. And then I just turn around and walk out. And then
Basil is at the wall.
I do the thing. I do the thing where you fast walk.
Oh my God.
Not really running, but walking super fast, but
He walks up and kind of sits in his chair, and you just see him constantly just shifting side to side his chair, trying to find
Oh my God.
I'm gonna get to the door and just fling it open and then let it
How'd it go?
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. He was just man, I really hope that you find the person you're looking for. That's really sad.
Can I
And I hope
insight check
everything
her?
was good.
Can I insight check her? Oh. For 3. Oh.
Yeah,
oh.
it was just. He
I
said
thought
you guys
you-
all look really good, so that was nice
Oh,
of him. Yeah. Yeah.
I thought something else was happening.
No, it was.
I don't know shit.
It was it's fine. And if no one else is really around, I'm just gonna grab Belza's arm and be like, "Yeah, it's me about. I miss you. Bye."
What did you
Bless you.
say?
Someone's lying in the room.
What?
Is he sneezing?
Who would be lying? That's so
This
weird.
party
Let's
is
find-
full of pathological liars.
I know.
What did you tell him?
Whilst you're talking, by the way, the rest of them are kind of heading back into the main hall, and his guards are all heading inside. The Warforged are heading inside, so is the majority of the people.
I'll tell you. Well, I feel like we should focus on it. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Like, I feel like we'll probably.
I imagine
just
we're
get the same
going like
room.
we've like linked arms
Yeah.
and like we're walking.
Cecilia steps
so
out
dumb.
and says, "What do you call yourselves again?"
Godsbane. Hi.
You got a new name
Hi
Godsbane.
again.
since we saw you last.
She steps up and just smiles softly and says, "I'd like to extend the offer that perhaps you would join the war on our behalf.
Oh.
It'd be a well-paid position. We are open to bringing in heroes in case it is something that perhaps, if your workflow is inconsistent right now or you need some paid mercenary work, I think we could
Paid.
build a pretty strong symbolism with heroes at our side."
I imagine we have time to think about it, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for extending the offer.
She bows her head and
We,
heads back inside.
do you think she remembers?
Maybe that's why we
You
got the
say that a
offer.
little bit too loud.
Ooh.
She looks around, looks at you,
Oh my god.
narrows her eyes, and walks back inside.
Fuck. Shit.
Yeah, I feel like she probably. Yeah, I think she remembers.
So, investigation, disappearances.
Yes.
Yeah.
You think it's that demon we let go?
Oh god.
We have his contract to like ask him for a favor, yeah? Can we just say like, hey, fuck off?
Oh, the one that we.
What did
that
all
we
of
didn't
you
kill?
do here?
Listen.
Look,
It's
Adelord, it was a nightmare.
I'm seeing
It
a
was
whole nother
completely-
side of this group lately. This was.
What are you talking about?
Back when you were all called the Cockslayers or something.
but
different
hey,
time.
you know
Hey,
what they
man.
say, birds of a feather, right? Stick. That's why you
Oh.
flocked with us, because you sensed camaraderie, right?
Yeah.
It's fine. It's just that this place was totally overrun by all sorts of shit. We cleared it out. That's how we met Dalfel. Sorry, York. And and then it was totally empty. So we told the king, "Hey, this might be a good kind of staging ground for your
Set up
war."
shop. Yeah.
Right? But you're going to owe us. And so now he owes us help as we go to, deal with the rest of the stuff we're going to deal with. Why?
All right.
I don't think it's haunted. It's probably not like.
Look, if it's. I can find. If there's something in there, I can find it.
Oh, do you have like a find ghosts spell?
Well.
You just like find ghosts? You do that?
Ghosts are kind of magical. I'm good at finding those things.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Well, okay. Let's go to the fountain. How many fountains are there? Can we figure out what fountain it is?
Yeah, it was the central one down in like the main plaza.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Alright, see.
Okay, you heading down there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you head down towards the marketplace area, or where kind of the main square is, which would lead off in all of the different directions. One leads off to the cathedral, which you cleared long ago. A couple lead off to like barrack buildings. Others lead up to the town. But the main fountain, when you last came here, was smashed, crumbled, no water flowing through it. Now it's beautiful and flowing the water all the way into the air and crumbling in. It's about 20 foot in kind of radius. And stood in front of this, as you're kind of going down, you'd walk past soldiers and you'd walk past guards and families, people heading to their respective homes. As you close down the staircase and walk your way to the main plaza, you'd see by the kind of benches and by the flowers that have been put up beside the fountain, 2 Warforged stand, one on the left side, one on the right.
Shit.
The one on the right's the one you scrolled on.
I don't know what. Should you just go say hi to her?
I don't know what to do right now.
Oh shit! Wait, I have an idea. Basil.
Yeah.
Can you? Okay, Timmy, you're fine. I just put my hand on his arm. Basil, can you make a replica of the straw hat? Right, like that's like a huge symbol between Timmy and his mom. What if we show her the hat? That might bring her out.
Yeah, I think I could do that.
I don't know. But I feel
I'll
like
try to do it. Well, first, would Basil remember very well? Because you watched Timmy drop it in, right?
And it's always been on my back up until that point.
Okay,
too.
then
so
yeah.
it's been on me all along.
Definitely. Then I would try to do that. I would create basically like a replica of it.
You create this replica and you stand in front of the Warforged. It stands stationary. Left arm on the shield. It turns its
Maybe
head
it
towards
can
you.
tell it's not real. Oh.
Do you need aid?
What do you think about this hat? I'm just gonna hand it to Timmy.
Do you need help, citizen?
While they're looking at the hat, can I, using Todd, do an Arcana check on this magical construct to see if there's any kind of visual indicators that there's anything coming out of seeing this for it?
Yeah.
That's a 26.
26. Yeah. The central light right in the center. It kind of beneath like the cogs, there's this kind of almost like a fluorescent light, but it's a deep kind of whitish glow. And you see it's more vibrant the moment the hat came into sight. It's glowing strong against it.
Looks like it's recognizing something, even if your mother can't say anything yet.
I don't know what to say.
talk to her like she's your mom.
Maybe just talk to it like you would talk to your mom.
I would turn back to it. And I think the first thing I would say is just, "Hi, Mother."
Outward, you'd see as it kind of glows stronger.
That's doing something.
Keep going.
Me and Dad are okay. We thought you were gone. I was trying to find a new home for us because Undersun was reminding us too much of you. I didn't know you were still here. I had a feeling you weren't gone, but...
Do you require aid, citizen?
I do.
Protection or directions?
This hat's not real. I'm sorry, I would set it on the ground. I lost the real one, and it was the last thing I had. It was the last thing you gave me. And I don't know a way to get it back. I know what happened.
protection, or directions.
Joe.
Yep.
Can Adelward? This is like the surface level personality here is a magical, like spell construct kind of thing, right? Is this something that Adelward, since he's looking at like this thing, cast dispel magic on the surface being?
So you're saying if you could cast dispel magic?
If I could dispel magic to kind of help push Dara to the top.
Yeah.
Roll an Arcana check.
Okay. That's a 25.
25. You'd recognize that the cogs are turning, and your knowledge from being an artificer, you'd understand this a little bit more as well. It's kind of general demeanor is just designed by its machinery. The actual only magical part of it is what's containing the soul. It's not locked behind magic. It's locked by the diamond itself being kind of placed in a particular place. Almost like a USB that's not being read, if that makes sense.
Is there any way that I would recognize with like my proficiency in Tinker's tools that I could try to
like if you looked at Yorick's, you could see maybe like
like compare and contrast these two and try to augment Dara's in some way to make it easier for her to speak?
With your 25, I'd also say that differently to Yorick is magically inside Aaron. There is no diamond, there is nothing containing Yorick in that way. So dispel magic might have helped with Yorick, but here, Tinker's tools, you could probably reconfigure this Warforged.
What if we just let's tell her that we need protection. We can get the word from whoever the king said to talk to and just take her somewhere else so we're not doing this in the middle of the
I'd rather not do this out here, yes, but I do think I could try to make her functional again.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Really
Right to me?
good.
Okay, let's tell her that we need assistance, that you need assistance, and you want her to come with us?
I need protection. Please.
This one will follow.
Okay.
It steps up. Stands kind of close to you.
Okay. I guess we'll go back towards the throne room. I forgot who he told us to talk to, but we'll go find whoever that was.
Yeah, he said he would send for someone.
Oh, that's right.
You heading back up to the throne room then?
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll do that awkward thing where we're looking for someone and they're looking for us.
Yeah. I would say for the kind of the simplicity of it, if you go up to the throne room, you'd see just kind of leaving the area, stepping over towards you, you'd see this a soldier which has kind of like medallions on, kind of late 50s with this kind of greyish and black beard, and his hair's fully grey, cut short, almost buzz cut. Steps forward, kind of a broad man. You're the ones I'm meaning to see.
Hi. Yeah. We just need to take.
This is the one?
This. Yes.
He goes up to it. Lift your arm. He goes. Checks underneath the hands. All right. He goes into his pocket and he brings out a little key. And then places it into this kind of key slot. Turns it. And waits and goes. Which of yours is going to follow?
points at Timmy.
In a moment, you're going to say your name, and you're going to instruct it to serve. So, for example, Eric, serve. All right, no one else speak. And he turns it once more.
Timothy Leadfist, serve.
Turns the key again. Twists it, pops it back away and goes, all right. This unit will follow your instructions. Congratulations, you've got yourself a Warforged.
Thanks.
You have any struggles with it, or you find it malfunction, we can repair it down in our shops. But otherwise, they'll follow your
Did
orders.
that key kind of like open up like a maintenance sort of panel on it?
It was, it more kind of just activate this almost kind of, it's not necessarily a maintenance panel, but it activated something, like triggered something, almost like a reset.
Okay. Because I'm just trying to kind of see what it might be helpful for Adelward to have access to before we try to fully alter this thing and jailbreak it, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Is there hacking Timmy's mom? Is there like a place where we can get a room for the night? Is there somewhere? How do we find somewhere to stay?
There are barracks set up, and there's also family homes, and there's plenty of housing here. We've only filled up a small portion of the city, and that's with a few thousand.
Do we just pick one? Do we have to like ask for? How does that work?
If you head down into the housing district area, carry on. Any house that currently has a board over the door is usually one that's not occupied. Unfurnished, though. You'd have to go through a whole requisite system, and if you are new here and you haven't been put on the order list, you're probably going to be going through 3 weeks before we can get any furniture into the house, or any leaks or anything would be solved in about 3 weeks. It's a long waiting list. But otherwise, you are more than welcome to take one of the unoccupied homes.
Okay. We'll start there.
Very well.
Thanks.
He walks past you and heads downstairs, leaving you with your Warforged.
We'll just have Fabio cast mending 5 million times on every leak in the roof.
Well, if we want to get to a house and start seeing if I can get this sorted,
maybe we can find one that's
better.
a little separate.
That'd be good.
Okay.
Also, do we think the problem here is demon related?
I guess we're not sure, right?
It's Advent. Well, I mean, last we were here.
Well, if we're dealing with demons, would it be safe to cast whatever spell it is you cast that makes us a relatively safer hideout?
Oh yeah, like find
what
a
I
house
can
and
do.
then cast it there.
Yeah, I could. That's why I was wanting to know, because I could make that temple and forbid demons from doing anything with it.
Might be a good idea.
Sounds like a good idea.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay. So we're heading now?
So we'll go to the
Picking out a
housing
place.
district and look
Oh,
for
yeah.
a house that maybe isn't right in the center of shit.
Okay. Yeah, you can head down to the kind of housing area. You see the first portion of it is well lived in. People have actually got furnished homes. There's kind of in the probably 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock now. Actually, no, because it was early. It was 2 hours before. Probably only about 1 p.m. It's like kind of a dreary day. You'd see some of the first homes have fireplaces up, and people are housing more than the kind of what each house can really occupy. You've got more people going into homes on the first bit, but as you kind of get further down, the houses become more and more desolate until you finally get to the ones which are boarded, and some further down which are not even slightly restored. You can go up and remove the boards though.
We'll pick one out. Take the boards off.
Yeah, it's a pretty cold home. You notice that the ones which have got the boards over is to indicate that they're safe to live in. There's no like structural damage still, or that's been repaired. And the remains of any bodies that were kind of like petrified here are all removed as well. So you go into this kind of cold, empty, vacant home.
I'll start a fire in the fireplace, assuming there is one.
Oh no. This hasn't been
No?
furnished properly. This place. This is like
Is there a chimney with like a? Is there like a hearth
yeah,
with a chimney? Because then I
not
would start a
restored.
fire.
Not restored
Okay.
though. They've fixed up any structural damage that might cause a ceiling to collapse, or like stairs that might collapse. They've not done anything to restore any like chimneys or anything like that. Any of the damage is there.
Okay.
It's very much you'd be camping inside of it.
Yeah, that's fine.
That works.
Okay. All right.
So the king has clerics here. Do you think they have regents that we could buy off of them?
They must, right?
If we can come across a ruby,
we're like good friends.
how much was it? A ruby worth at least 1,000.
Well,
I
there's
could
definitely-
forbid any fiends, demons, anything of the sort from being in 40,000 square feet of this area.
Well, there's certainly nothing saying that I need all of you here to do this work. This is kind of specialized work.
Do you get
Although
nervous
Timothy
if we
being here
watch?
would be ideal.
You get nervous if we watch? Is that what you're saying?
It's been a long time since I've done artificer stuff, okay?
That's okay. You could just ask us to you know.
That's fine.
Don't be shy.
I just don't need all of you staring at me while I tinker around with
Stairs.
this. You're gonna wig me out.
I just
I'm gonna break something and Dara's gonna explode.
That's fine. I actually need to catch up with Fia on some really important
Yeah,
hot
we'll go get.
gossip,
What do you
so-
need? What do you need, Timmy?
A ruby, at least 1,000 gold worth.
Easy. She says, totally confidently. No problem.
Between the
Amy,
two of us,
anything
we'll
else?
make it happen.
I'll see if I find any furniture along the way as well, I guess. Or I don't know. I'm joking. I'm not going to look for furniture, but I will look for food. All right. Yeah, we'll go forage.
We'll go with
see what we
it.
see.
Okay. What are you doing, Scold and Fabia? I don't know if Dodge is there right now, but what are you up to, Scold?
You'll just go wherever.
Okay, so you want to go with Basil and Fia, or do you want to stay with Timothy and
Hard pass on that one.
You don't want the hot
Hey,
gossip?
Scold,
Look,
as we walk out the door.
adjacent
Scold,
to
do you want to
Forge
come
Boys.
with?
Okay,
Scold.
it's just Tinker Boys now.
Scold, do you want to come with us?
Where are you going?
We're going to look for a cool fishing spot. Do you want to come with?
Yeah.
Check.
The coolest.
We're lying.
You're rolling
The
deception with
coolest.
disadvantage.
Tell you that.
You're rolling deception with disadvantage as well.
God damn it. Okay, I'm rolling it. Hold on.
You got this, Fia.
Fuck!
Wait, no,
14.
Oh yeah, 14. Yeah.
I'm good.
You're missing out, man.
We'll be fine. It'll be just like Forge Boys again, just like the good old days.
Now we're talking.
Please don't break Timmy's mom. We'll be
Yeah,
back
be
in a little
careful.
bit.
I
Exit
assume
station.
Fabio will come with you guys, but probably quietly.
Yes.
Where Fabio?
Okay. What?
She's already
are-
stolen like 8 rubies.
What are the Tinker Boys doing?
Well, since we don't have like
How
this
dare you,
prevention
Forge
thing.
Boys?
I mean,
No,
Well, technically,
Tinker
there's no
Boys.
Forge right now,
I
so
went-
right now it's Tinker
Tinker.
Boys.
Tinker.
I bring up the
Name
forge.
transcends. The
I
Bring out, all
Boys.
right, bring out the Forge.
You never know. We might need something. We might need like some
So
metals or
funny.
something. You know.
Well, first of all, if we're worried about any kind of interruptions, I will tiny hut for absolute safety. Don't want anyone kicking anything over.
sure.
Forge Boys only in this one, unfortunately.
Puts up a sign
Forge
outside.
Boys only room.
Forge Boys rule. Everyone else trolls. Losers.
What are you? So what's your plan? What are you working on?
Well, if we need to get this sorted out first, Dara. So, I have proficiency in Tinker's tools. I wouldn't mind any kind of extra help that Timothy can provide on top of that, because it's still only a +8. I can still beef that. So,
Yeah, along with just using guidance on pretty much everything he has to do.
Mhm.
I would also help any way I can with any of the tools or anything I could make in the forge itself. Like if we need a screwdriver or something.
Okay.
And probably also, while it's not like a mechanical thing, like I'm sure Todd can give me some kind of additional help with like
Todd can hold
fixing
the
up,
flashlight.
like fucking complex, careful machinery.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and roll
Your
a
little
Tinker's
snowball
Tool
buddy can help.
with advantage.
All right. That is a 21.
21. The first portion
Was
of
that
this...
with guidance as well?
Oh, yeah, roll your guidance on top of that.
Hey, roll the guidance.
1d4 plus another 3 for 24.
You start kind of taking apart a portion of the kind of side panel and going in, so you know how the cogs are moving. It's probably a better design than Aaron. Aaron is kind of one of those, like, an old robot that is, like, unique. It's got kind of a more personality. This one's a more kind of factory design, almost like kind of perfectly laid out. You manage to kind of push your way through and get towards the diamond. And with a 24, after probably about 20 minutes or so of doing it, you would notice that the diamond itself is attached to this kind of prohibiting device. And anytime the soul lights up and tries to escape through it, it can't. It kind of stops it. But the prohibitor, every time the soul hits against it, this prohibitor turns, which causes the body to kind of move in a quicker way. It causes mechanisms to work a little faster. It's almost like it's powering it. But it is prohibiting it. What is your goal?
Well, seeing that this is like this prohibitor, I just clocked that this being basically functions by it becomes more active when the soul is like sort of stimulated.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty dark. Upon observing that, I think Adelward's plan would be to attempt to remove it or disable it.
Or even bypass it if possible.
Yeah, like get around it, stop it from its rotation, or like anything that just get rid of that damn thing.
Go ahead and roll another Tinker's Tool with advantage and a guidance.
That is a 25.
With guidance?
With guidance.
Oh, that guidance is pushed in? Nice.
Yes.
Well, 25. This, by all intents and purposes, once you kind of get into the nitty-gritty of it, you see the prohibitors are probably the most marvelous part of the design. Because it's almost replacing magic. It's transferring magic and turning it into science. It is basically informing the robotic side of the body how to take any of the kind of reflexes, any of the natural built just kind of instincts that the soul is trying to pass through and turn them into kind of mechanisms. You realize it's such a unique design, you start kind of undoing it, and you realize there's risk. There was a risk to doing this. But you're Adelward. You spent years tinkering, working on small devices like this. I mean, you invented a weapon that was capable of shutting down a planar gate. This to you was difficult, but doable. And you managed to remove the prohibitor. The soul kind of slotting behind it. The gem now kind of functioning in a way that it doesn't get held off, that it can flow through the machine. It's some of your best work. And you realize there's nothing holding the soul back anymore.
All right, try talking to them again.
Mother?
The diamond lights
I mean, I know you're in there.
and you see, as it lifts its left hand, places against your cheek.
Timmy?
It's good to see you.
I couldn't reach out before. I tried.
I know.
It's strange, I can't really feel you, but I can.
I mean, a lot has happened since you've seen me last.
You're so big. How old are you now?
Pushing 66 soon.
I didn't think I'd ever get to see you again.
I thought the same.
The last I remembered, I was on the ground, and then I was in a dark place for a long time, and then walking, marching, fighting, but watching, reacting. I didn't know if it was a dream. I don't know if this is a dream.
It's not.
Is it really you, my boy?
It is. I didn't think I would find you. I wasn't sure.
I didn't know if I'd be able to see you again.
She looks down, kind of sees her robot hand.
I'm not me, am I?
No. You actually died.
Thought so.
The rest of the underdogs, too. Yeah, I also know about the underdogs, yes.
How? What are you... Where? This isn't Undersun. What are you doing so far from home? How do you know about that?
We've been through a lot. We went to the Plane of Souls to try to find you.
You and your father?
No, Dad's still...
Still...
He's still an Undersun. I was trying to find a new place because, at the time...
You're still alive?
Home just made us sad. Yes. And he's doing well.
She's going to pull you into a hug. And you're going to feel it's like a stronger squeeze than you'd expected. And then she kind of loosens her grip and says,
Sorry, I'm used to being a backseat in this, I don't... I never... When I saw that hat, I just wanted to burst out of this machine. I didn't have I didn't know it was you, but I could tell. You know? Are you safe?
I'm safer than ever.
And I'm free.
As far as I can tell, yes. We knew you were stuck in here. There was something holding you back so you couldn't come forward, but I think we think we fixed it.
Oh yeah, it's out of there.
Who are your friends?
This is one of my friends. Is it just us three in here? Yeah.
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 Yes.
These are two of my friends. This one's Scold. This one's Adalward.
I played your best friend for a little bit, so I know you pretty well, believe it or not.
We okay.
Huh.
We saw some memories. That's how we know about the underdogs. That's how I also learned that you were able to channel Somra.
I wasn't gonna tell
That
you
was
about
a
any of
surprise.
I didn't want
I
you-
know why. You wanted to keep me out of that whole side of things, I know.
And you've gone straight into it, haven't you? You were adventurous as a boy. You'd run down your father's tunnels, even the ones which are shut off. I knew I couldn't keep you away from it for long. I just didn't think I'd be there to miss all the best parts. Your father must be furious about it.
Yeah. He would get angry.
Well, I'm proud of
I
him.
still haven't told him anything, and I don't know how. I've wanted to write him terribly, but I don't know what to say.
You've done plenty. I will go to him. Only once I know you're safe. Do you want to come home?
I want to, but I can't. Not yet.
I know. I never wanted to stay home either. Not until I had you. You've grown up to look so much like your father. But might be biased when I say that I'm glad you've taken so much of me.
I think I want to introduce you to the rest of my friends. They're not in here. We were sort of focused. We didn't want too many people in here trying to fix this.
And so, what do you call these lot? Lead fists? Second?
No, I mean I'm not the leader. I'm not sure we even have a leader per se.
No?
He's
No,
the
but we're
leader.
no.
He's modest.
Shut up. We're Godsbane.
He's modest. We're Godsby.
Godsbane. How many of you are there?
There's 7. 7.5. One of them is a little hard to pin down.
Oh, actually, Aaron will be in the room as well. She's
I
not
guess,
with
yeah.
them.
There's a lot of us. I can only assume they're the same.
From what we can tell, yeah. I believe that entire last battle, even before that, all the pointless fights, they were for something far more sinister. Just soul gathering.
It felt like we were being caught. Like we wanted to leave, but just something grabbed us back. But I don't feel that anymore. It's gone. I am so very proud of you.
I needed to hear that. Thank you.
Even if I'm not here, even long after your father and I are gone, we will always be proud of you. Even if you decide to go back to the mountain and spend your lives in those tunnels. There wasn't a day that went by that I didn't think of you.
I was the same. I wouldn't have left if it wasn't for the memories I had of you.
She pulls you back into a hug. This one gentler, she kind of understands her strength and kind of rests the top of her head against yours.
I won't leave again.
Just kind of holds you. Let's go ahead and take a 5-minute break. Use the loo, get a drink.
Breaks like, please God.
Dude. Fuck. I hate how easily I cry, but fuck, that was good.
Well,
oh my god.
she's back.
Oh,
All right.
oof.
That was beautifully done, both of you. My god.
It's been an emotional few months. Jesus.
Yeah, it has.
All right. Well, we're going to take a 5-minute break there. Use the loo, get drinks and all that kind of stuff, and we'll be back in 5. See you there. We're back. Just waiting for everyone to get back first, chat. And then we'll continue. Okay. Let me bring things back up. And go back to the main screen. So. We return. But outside, what are... let me just get the other... What's Fia, Fabia, and Basil doing as they kind of head off walking?
Yeah, so what were we doing while they were doing that?
They sent you out to get 1,000 gold ruby, but
We're
it was
gonna
kind of more of
see if we can bullshit our way to getting 1,000 gold ruby, which we probably can't. And then look, I don't know, we should get some like provisions and shit as well.
Hey, we know there's a few clerics here.
Yeah, we
that belong to the king himself. They gotta have regions.
Right. So we're gonna just see what we can find out.
You're muted, by the way, Bree.
She was crying so
Thank
loud she had
you.
to mute.
Thank you. Were you here when Fia and the king flirted?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay. Basil wants to get the hot
I'm so
goss.
glad that you were there for that and not
Yeah.
was not when you were AFK.
Basil doesn't know. Basil doesn't know there was flirting. Thank you.
That's
You rolled a
true.
3.
Well, no, Fia came
yeah.
out and was like, he said he brought up the "I miss you" thing, so he knows that. At
Oh.
least. Yeah. He wants more details.
Where do you think we can we should probably get some stuff, huh? What do we gotta get? Like a ruby, and we should see if we can get some food.
You gotta tell me
and
more
there's
about what happened with the king. No.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
You just said he brought up the "I miss you" thing, and you were so, nervous and stressed out about having said that. So what happened?
You guys
It was
smooching?
like, no, that lady was there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think.
Would
she
you
ever
have been
leaves.
smooching if she wasn't?
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
follow-up question.
Like, I wouldn't have not smooched if she hadn't. I would not have not smooched if she would not have been.
We know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, he looks way better now. Like, he's kind of,
Handsome?
Yeah, like,
Maybe.
I mean,
Joe's shaking his head.
This is,
Joe's
this is
like,
a
he
play.
doesn't actually look better.
This is OG's way of going, if I hit on the king, I can become
Think
I
about
won't be
money
suspicious.
Certainly not.
One of you
It's
guys got a
not
magnathon
like-
next.
He's like, what? I don't know. Anyway, he was like, oh, you must have not really meant to say that. So then I feel weird. And then I was
Oh.
like, no, I was super cool. I was like,
You always
what
are.
are you talking about? I don't know why you're being weird and awkward right now because I'm being pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
You probably
yeah.
read his socks off, honestly.
Yeah. So then he was like, yeah, no, I meant that I missed you too. And I was like, cool, I've got a lot of stuff to do, but we could definitely catch up later. I was cool about it.
Are you guys gonna go on a date, do you think?
Like, no, this is like a military. Where would you even go? They don't even have like, which is the barracks? We should sit by the fountain where he found Timmy's mom.
Yes, that's true.
Throw a penny in there. Like, we have a lot going on right now, so it's okay. We can wait and have like a date later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Like, how many dates have you been on with Effie? 2.
Like 2.
Yeah. So like, Fabia, how many dates have you been on? Like a real date, not just like a smash date. Like a
She'll squint. None, probably.
Damn, Fabia.
Look, I get down to business, okay?
Yeah, that's the
I
thing.
know,
Like,
it's
what do
like-
you like?
How do you do that? I've just
Wait.
never questions.
Basil.
Questions. Yeah.
Have you like, you haven't smashed?
Well, like, I mean, I grew up in a small town, and like some things happened, but I've never like met someone just on the fly, and I mean, I don't have that kind of confidence. I don't think.
What? But you're a beautiful boy.
Yeah, you're a good-looking dude. You should. I mean, you really like Affy, so you probably shouldn't like just hit on loads of people. But also, you could. You could
right
slay.
Yes, bitch.
Is that a term?
You can
now.
Play.
I don't know what Basil's serving, but it's very good.
It's giving. Trust me.
I just like, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I was very cool about it, and
yeah.
I was not fucking cool.
I'm sure he's thinking about you.
I was not cool. I messed it up. I don't know. I was like, then I did that thing where I was like, I don't know. What did you you mean? Because I'm like, usually I could talk my way out of anything.
Okay, look.
Usually,
no. The important question is: was he also fucking awkward? Because then that tells you everything you need to know. Yeah, then you're fine.
Awkward. Yeah. And then like I was like, okay, I gotta go. And he's like, okay, but okay. And then he just sort of like walked up to his chair and just kind of like sat there real awkwardly. That lady didn't say a thing the whole time too, which was also contributed to the awkwardness.
This sounds just like my first date with Affy.
What? No. What? There was a judge there? I don't remember that. Isn't that the one where you went for a walk?
Yeah.
And then you almost kissed?
No,
right?
sorry, I didn't mean that part. I just meant the awkwardness. Like, I think that means you guys like each other. In my experience, that's what that means. But
as you're walking, by the way, you start to hear shouting over towards like the market area.
Oh shit!
Like someone
shouting,
angry.
or just
someone angry.
Oh.
And kind of a crowd starting to form.
Uh-oh. Should we go check that out?
This is fine. This might be connected to everything.
Flames go up on on like the back of one of these wagons and start burning high, and you hear people shouting, "Water!"
Oh shit!
God, where's Timmy when you need him?
Yeah, right.
And you're gonna push over towards the crowd. People are backing off. You can see a woman there wearing a kind of guard uniform of and soldier uniform of Kessex, and she's pulled her sword out and she's standing around in circles, pointing at people, saying, "Any of you come any close, I'll fucking stab you. All I wanted was beef. Didn't have it." And you can see now the kind of wagon that's on fire is filled with grain and food, going up in flames. You see a couple other guards drawing swords and kind of holding their blades out and say, "Put it down! A single one of you comes towards me, stab you."
Whoa.
Hey! We should probably put this wagon out, huh? Everybody, just calm down. Let's put this fire out.
You people are rushing over water, just kind of throw it on it. She just
What's
swings
going
out,
on?
but people are kind of backing away from her. Stay the fuck away from me.
Maybe we can help. What's going on?
I just wanted a change. We've had chicken for 3 days, and I wanted beef.
Okay.
You see someone to the side. He's got a stab in them. You see the end of her sword now has blood in it. He's like leaning off to the side.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I'll give them my potion, the healing
If you
potion.
go towards it, she's gonna stab in front.
Hey.
Okay.
Hold on.
I will keep walking.
We do not need to escalate this any more
Should we
than
take a swing
it
at you?
is.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. She's gonna try and stab with her sword. 16 plus a 3, 19 to hit.
With shield, doesn't hit.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Don't
Okay.
interfere.
It's okay. We can get you some beef.
I'm gonna subtly cast suggestion as I say this. We're just calm down. Everything's fine. We're gonna just be calm about this.
Okay.
It's a
Wisdom
DC
save.
18.
Okay. Calm.
Everything's fine.
Yeah. As soon as she lowers her sword, the two guards rush in, grab hold of her.
Hey! She's calm. She's calm. She's calm.
They grab hold. Doesn't matter if she's
It's
calm.
okay.
She stabbed someone. They kind of slam her to the floor. I'm calm. I'm remaining calm. You see as they kind of start slapping manacles onto her hands, and then they lift up. All I wanted was beef. They start dragging her off towards the barracks area.
Is there a guard nearby?
Yeah, one of them kind of, calm down, everyone, please disperse. There's nothing to see here.
I'm
you
gonna
lean down
approach
Fabio with
him.
the potion, by the way, and the person would gladly take it. Yeah, you approach the guard. Looks towards you. So,
why? Yeah, what's the deal? Chicken for 3 days in a row? Is there a shortage of supplies, or?
no, it's always been this way.
Okay.
She just came down here with a temper, started shouting
Oh.
about sick of the same thing, and lashed out, brought out a blade.
Do you know her? You seen her around at all? Is she familiar?
I'm not too familiar with it. Many guards come through here, many soldiers come through here in the marketplace each morning to take in rations of food. I don't recognize her particularly, no.
I would message to Fia. We don't really know how much demon influence is still in this town.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, I guess I'll subtly cast Detect Magic as well.
Okay.
See what I see.
As of right now, nothing. There's no magical influence anywhere here.
How far away is she?
Being dragged towards the prisons. The
If I
barracks.
get close enough that I can like see if there's anything on her, do I see anything? I guess.
Yeah, greenish haze of enchantment magic.
Enchantment. Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. Okay. Well, it looks like maybe everything's under control here now, yeah? Like we're all just has this been happening a lot?
Not
People
this,
getting
no.
mad?
Yeah, I think
You say
people
not
are-
this. What is?
Well, tempers are
Are there
rising
other
at the
things?
moment.
Hmm.
I think people are getting antsy. And so, fights have been breaking out. There's been a couple of murders and whatnot, but it's a lot of soldiers in one place. These things happen. Just disperse the crowds. Everyone be fine. Go back to your homes. Just a misunderstanding. The person is fine. No one died. So I've got to get back to my work.
Yeah, no, that's
Just past
okay.
you, leaving you.
I'll say to Basil and Fabia, she's enchanted. I'm gonna go let the guards know, because
Yeah, that seems to make the most sense.
Okay. I'll go tell the guards that are taking her off.
Okay. They said to you, sorry, ma'am, but we got to bring her inside. It's protocol.
I know, and I got that, but something has been cast on her. Just
I understand that, but we'll leave it to our own. All right,
All
then.
right.
All right. Return to your home, civilian. Kind of pushes through.
not really a
heading towards
civilian.
The barracks.
A good job. Walk away. Okay, I'll come back. Well, that's probably what's going on, right? Okay.
Yeah.
We should see if we can find any components of any sort. I guess we can get some chicken. Sorry, Fabio. We'll find something else besides chicken.
It's chill.
And yeah, then we'll head back and let them know what we just found, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Can we buy like food and stuff?
You can buy food.
Or is it all like being like
No,
requisitioned?
there's you can buy food. There's merchants have followed with any kind
Okay.
of army. They've followed with them and sell wares and whatnot. Set up in the city.
Okay. I don't know. Can we grab some food and stuff for the night?
Knock off like a couple silver.
Okay.
Alright.
Do we see anywhere that looks like there would be like where the clerics might be, or somewhere that looks like they're selling kind of reagents and stuff like that?
Yeah, you could go into the kind of military quarter area and find a cleric there. There would be kind of portions where like almost like small hospital areas set up as well. You'd come across one cleric, it would be a kind of a an elven woman. She's just organizing papers and kind of going through and writing down names of people that have kind of patients that have gone through. Looks up to you, rolls it up. What can I do for you?
Hi, we're looking to find some supplies.
Right.
We're hoping maybe you can point us in the right direction, specifically some rubies for
Rubies?
spell. Yeah.
We usually only allow them for military, but what kind of rubies do you need?
Actually, kind of big one.
100
we
gold?
are looking. No, about 1,000.
You won't find anything like that around here.
No one would have any. We're looking into the disappearances and everything that's going on, and
Why would you need a
may be
1,000
able
gold ruby?
to use that. I'm not actually a cleric myself, so I don't really know the ins and outs of it, but my friend is, and he has an idea on something that might help kind of calm everything down and help
Right.
us figure out what's going on.
But what spell exactly are you looking to cast?
I'm not sure what it's called, but it would like make sure everyone was safe from dogs. Make sure everyone is safe from I don't know, demon. Like he can make the whole area safe.
Now,
You
say
know.
you get the permission to get this.
Yeah.
You have to go through the superiors that send a requisition form back to Aldridge, into the vaults and the treasuries, and go through the banking system to send out something that large, which would need to be transported.
What if Cecilia were to tell you that we need it?
Even then, we'd still have to go through the banking system. We don't have that kind of... In our coffers here, we wouldn't have that kind of
You don't
resource.
even have one here.
No.
Okay.
Banking system would do
Okay.
it, though. If you can get permission from them, we could probably get one
Okay.
as soon as 6 days.
6 days. Wow. Okay. Thank you. For, I'm sorry. Your name is?
I'm Eldris.
Oh, Eldris. It's good to meet you. I'm Fia. Okay. Thanks for your help. So, if we wanted to requisition that, who would we talk to do that part?
But if you said you can get Cecilia Ord, she can probably requisition it, and you'd get it within
Okay.
6 days or so.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. You guys are definitely not getting it's gonna be a long time, you guys. Okay. We'll head back. Along the way, as we head back, if I see any like flowers growing anywhere, I'm gonna pick a few.
Okay. Sure. There's no natural flowers here. It's mostly weeds and whatnot.
Anything that looks like it's blooming, even if it's like a weed, you know, like dandelions are still cute,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah, you could probably find some
you know.
dandelions.
Yeah. Sure.
Bless you.
Oh no,
Bless
he's
you.
allergic.
Coming back to the other group.
Thanks.
You are inside the home. Dara is kind of sat, looking across your group, near you, Timmy, never really leaving your side.
Godsbane. Who came up with that name?
Who did come up with it?
It was Scold.
Was it?
I think so, yeah.
Yep.
I would elbow, scold this guy.
Scold, you
I
said,
did.
right? What? It's very broad. You...
Depends how much you know.
All right. Ambitious.
You
I
see-
suppose.
Old Timmy here, and our group are off to kill a god. A bad one.
Yeah, not like Somra or a good one.
I don't know if humor has changed in the last 4 decades, but adventurers don't usually kill gods. They owlbears, undead, maybe a giant
Kill the
spider.
dragon.
Sorry,
And we've killed an elder dragon.
Yeah, we killed that dragon good.
a dragon.
Won the great hunt.
Baby.
I don't know what that is, but what? How long exactly have you been adventuring?
How long has it been?
Would we
Six
say 4
months? I think we worked
Like
it out.
six-
Yeah, we We said it was about 6 months.
Yeah.
Left home maybe half a year ago. I mean, there's so many stories I want to tell you.
Well, we have all the time. 6 months. And you've achieved far more than we've ever achieved in years.
He saved a lot of people. Should be very proud.
I know. He saved me. I imagine I was one of many.
Have you ever heard the tales of Magnathor? Children's stories.
Perhaps in the children's stories. I didn't want to read those to Timmy. It rots his brain.
He's the king of the fire giants, and he's bad news. He seeks to do everyone harm. That's where we come in. Right place, right time.
Huh. It sounds a little dangerous.
I'm not going to let anything happen to him. You have my word.
Well, I'll hold you to it, Skull.
Oh.
The door would open and letting the others come in.
And this must be
Back.
the rest of
These
God's
are the
bane.
rest. Yes.
It worked.
It worked. Oh. Hi.
Um,
Oh my gosh.
Mom, this is Basil, Fia, and Fabia.
What's up?
I'll shake your hands, but I don't know my own strength right now. I'm Dara.
I'm gonna take the dandelions that I found.
Oh.
It's good to meet you, Mrs. Ludfist. But I'm gonna hand her some flowers.
So cute.
You don't really. It just is
takes
more
them.
of the. It's
They're
fine.
lovely, dear.
That's pretty great.
I'll find some water for them. And then I don't know, tea? Do they have that here? Are they?
Yeah, we got. Well, here we brought food. I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, I can cook you all something.
Oh my goodness.
I just immediately start taking all the food.
When was the last time we had a family like home cooked meal? Oh my god.
The estate, maybe.
Yeah.
And that was still just
yeah.
kind of us
Or maybe
Yeah.
when like
trying.
we were
Yeah.
at
A meal cooked by a mom.
Cassell's? Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but he's probably kind of the ordering kind of dad, you know?
Yeah, he's definitely an ordering dad.
He's got paper plates.
DoorDash.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, I'll see what I can do. What I've got is a campfire to play with anyway.
Yeah.
Kind of wrangles up, taking some of the materials and taking the ingredients off to one side. Begins kind of prepping things.
Scold, young man.
Timmy.
Could you help me?
Oh my god.
Just
looks
chopping
at
the
Timmy.
vegetables and whatnot.
Sure.
Look at you.
Nice.
Fuck up, don't ruin this.
Oh yeah.
Mother, do you need anything chilled? I believe Adelward can help with that.
Oh, he will. I'm Adderward.
I'm
I mean, you are the one that-
actually busy looking
no,
at
no,
this.
no.
The machinery in this. I was gonna
And
point
what?
at
Thank
the thing that
you.
he extracted out of their body to bring them
gotta
down.
listen
Like,
to a
Scott
mom,
is just
man.
grinning.
This
Karma
is
has come.
adorable.
Adderwood?
Yeah.
Would love your assistance if you can.
All eyes swiveled.
He
towards
stands up
Edward.
so stiff and just sort of waddles over.
Skull's just grinning.
You can see immediately she goes straight to like kind of handing over vegetables to you and kind of teaching you the way to cut them quickly. And just kind of brings you in, like helping you out, puts all kind of the cutting boards and this kind of table out in front.
Now, if one of you two could set me up a fire, we can use that to cook it on. I don't think my boy's forge is going to do all the work here.
He'll prestidigitate a fire.
Well, look at you. It's a fancy little trick. Do you have more of those, Adderwood?
It's all magic. Magic is real now. It's everywhere. You don't. It's before your time, or I guess after your time.
I'm glad to have your assistance with that then. Could you magically cut up the rest of those vegetables there, please? Right.
And then she slips off to the side and helps Scold out with the next bit.
Cute.
Genius.
Love this.
And they start putting together kind of a big, like, home
Cute.
stew. Yeah. Of vegetables and she kind of, you can see she takes two separate of your pans, like goes through your own stuff to get pans out and like,
one vegetable, one for Fabia. Is it Fabia? Okay. And anyone else who wants part of that one? Otherwise, we'll take whatever meats we can get. And
starts separating the two, and you can kind of see she's separating all these different plates and whatnot. And working her hardest to make you a home cooked meal, which for the better part of 20 minutes goes by before she kind of puts it into the stew and lets the light kind of illuminate and sits down.
I feel like now I feel weird. Like this might not be dinner conversation. I'm sorry, Mrs. Ludfist, but also I have to say this. There's a lady under an enchantment in the market, and she threw a fit because they got chicken 3 days in a row instead of beef. And anyway, she's definitely under some sort of enchantment. She was a guard. Other guards took her away. So I don't know. That may be connected somehow to what's going on here.
They were under an enchantment.
Yeah, I could see it plain as day. Of course, the guards didn't really care, but
They stabbed someone too. They
yeah,
were just-
she was really stressed. Like she was insanely angry. Like she was
Mhm.
just overcome with it. She said she just kept saying like she wanted beef. She had stabbed somebody. There was a wagon on fire.
All right.
So somebody is messing with something.
And no ruby.
No.
Weren't able to get one.
In 6 days we could if we get Cecilia to requisition it for us.
Or worst case, we could try using tack. That could also give us diamonds, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. We haven't really tried that yet.
The things we get, it's not like we're wasting the money because it'll give us 1,000 gold gem in itself.
True.
Which if we don't need it, we could just sell it.
He's a topaz. Shit's on topaz. Yeah, no, I mean we could definitely try it, right? What does your spell do, Timmy?
Any fiends, anything from the lower planes in a 40,000 square foot area would have to leave, otherwise they will take heavy punishment. Above board, it's 5d10 radiant damage every turn, so 6 seconds until they leave.
But everyone else is fine. Like everybody else.
Yeah,
can
it would
come and
only
go
affect
as
fiends from the
usual.
lower planes.
Hmm.
Okay.
I'd also like to bring up my on a second note, the machinery that's been used in these Warforged to actually keep their souls on the backseat is borderline messed up and a little bit, no, actually immensely inhumane, and we may want to bring this up with someone.
Hmm.
It actually it makes the Warforged more powerful when the soul is agitated on the inside.
That's awful.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah. Jeez.
It feels like trying to reach for something, but it's always just out of reach.
I don't mean to be rude. I'm just trying to wrap my head around it.
Oh, I wouldn't take any offense, dear.
Were you always inside? Like, did you always know what was going on and know that it?
It's hard to be consciously aware the entire time, but it was like a dream. Changing scenes. Sometimes I was aware of everything for a while. Primarily during high intense moments. There was a fight, a battle. I was keenly aware through the entirety of that. I was... You ever had the feeling where someone waves a hand in front of you and you immediately flinch? It was kind of like that. Even though you know you're not going to get hit, your body reacts instinctively. It was like watching someone else do it and you're moving.
Has it been brought up to you that your buds might also be in the same position as you?
I've heard.
You remember the bracelets Ogren gave? Still unsure where or how he got those, but we believe those were the cause.
That poor boy.
He's still around. He's been through a lot. I think you seeing him especially would help.
I watched him run. He was so scared. He was always full of laughter, that one, but at the end he was so scared. Reminded me when he was young again. I'm glad to hear that he's still around.
Not laughing anymore.
We can try and bring that back. He's probably suffered just as much as we have.
In a way, I'm glad he made it out. So he was able to tell us what happened.
You found me. Can you find the others in the same way?
I think so. I would need a rest. I've sort of tapped myself out. Kind of funny, this was the exact place that I learned you were still here.
Well, Somra has her ways of subtly pushing where we need to go.
Also, don't be mad at me. I made a deal with the devil.
Right.
The contract's broken. It's okay now.
His heart was in the right place.
I just know when I lie to you and you find things out and then it gets me in more trouble. So I thought I should just say it now.
I can't get angry with you. I am glad that you're out of the contract. And I wouldn't like it if you did it again.
I don't plan to.
If you want to actually have strong words with the demon who did it, we can call him anytime.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Once you've all finished your food and you rested up, maybe you can do it then. For now.
Okay, Mom.
Oh.
Now eat up. And tell me it tastes nice, because I can't tell.
No, it's really good.
It's amazing.
Vegetables are awesome.
It reminds me of home, honestly.
It reminds me of home.
Yeah.
No? I'll tell you the recipe eventually.
She stands up, walks away, and starts clearing up.
Hey, Adelward.
Yeah.
You know how we can cast, like, detect magic and see magic, right?
Yes.
Do you know how long it lasts? Like...
To detect how long you
No,
can
not
detect
how long we
magic.
can detect, how long we would see magic on a person or on an object.
Lingering magic on
Yeah.
someone after it's been cast.
Yeah, because, like, I did tell that lady to calm down. So I don't know now. Like, I feel like that would have been over.
Could
when
I roll
looked.
Arcana to see
Above
if
board,
I...
I'm trying to decide. Fia's trying to figure out if, like, the suggestion magic would have still been clinging to that girl, or if it was a separate. She didn't dispel any magic on her, but she cast a suggestion, and then it would have dropped when she cast detect magic.
Yeah, so you're seeing if there's any lingering magic.
Well, she's trying to decide, like, was that her enchantment, or was it like a different?
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
No, it wasn't
would she
your
have seen her
enchantment. That was
enchantment?
gone
Okay.
because you dropped it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What do we do first?
Well, we don't have many leads on finding someone casting enchantments on people in town. Aside from that, someone is casting enchantments on people in town.
We'll just walk around.
I mean,
That was something fucked up, but it's definitely not the solution.
Oh God.
We want to hear it anyway now that you led with that.
Yeah.
I don't even want to float the idea because it's all
You
kinds
have
of horrible
to.
implications for the future. I'm gonna pass.
You know.
If it comes up later, I'll bring it up. I'll keep it up. There's fucked up wizard shit you could do, which is just not
Alright.
cool. I don't want it to
Okay.
be.
Can we try tack out since we've never done it before?
Oh yeah, the gem
Maybe
thing.
even
Yeah.
just like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. I pull out tack
I think
and
it would be worth it, either getting a diamond or a ruby.
activate him,
Yep.
and I guess now we just give him some cash. Let me pull out the thing and read what it says because we haven't done it. Okay, you can roll the gem on the table. Roll on the gem table. Determine the result. A 1 is copper coins. 2 is ruby. 3 is sapphire. 4 is emerald. 5 is amethyst, and 6 is diamond.
2 or 6.
Yeah, so we want 2 or 6.
We need
Oh
to
my
put
God, a
in,
one's gonna fill
we
up
need to
this
put in,
room.
Like the financial equivalent, like 1,000.
Yeah, so you got to
Yeah.
put in
Yeah.
however much gold you want. But does your
How much
spell
copper is
need...
1,000 gold?
lot.
It is
You'll have to melt it in your anvil.
10 silvers, 1 gold. So that make so how much you getting? 10. That'd be 10,000, and then you're talking 100 copper per silver. So
Is it 100?
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we definitely don't want a 1. Otherwise, Timmy's going to have to put it in
Just
the
get a
forge
million
and fucking
copper
melt
in
it
here.
all down.
Oh God.
100,000.
We should just start small. Wait, does your spell need 1 ruby worth 1,000 or just totaling 1,000? Because that makes a difference.
No, it's a powdered ruby, so it could be multiple crushed.
Oh
It's
shit!
just
So let's
1,000
put in a
total.
little money at a time, and then we don't get a giant cascade of coins. We are dying because we suffocate because they cover us. Okay, so yeah, so I put tack on the not the table. I put tack on the floor
Does this
because we don't
have
have a table.
Does this have a limit to how many times we could do it?
it should do.
Should it? Because it doesn't say so. Wait, let me
If
see.
it doesn't say so, I'll put a limit on it because it was an uncommon item.
Yeah.
You can do it probably once every 24 hours.
Okay.
Oh boy. Okay.
Even that's
Well,
quite
let's
a lot.
do 1,000.
We should just,
We
do,
should
it,
just-
do it in one lump then and hope we roll right.
Let's just go
Oh,
to a
God.
big area. And hope we get a 2 or a 6.
Okay. I just want you guys to know that if this ends up giving us a bajillion copper coins, I'm not going to be the only one like stacking them up. So I just look at everyone. We're all going to have to pitch in to clean
I am
them up.
not pitching in on cleaning.
Just
this
shovel
up.
it
I'm
into
gonna
the
have to clean up.
forge.
There's
It's
abs- I got-
ruby is going to be
I
good for
got some
everyone.
stuff
You're
to
going to
do.
have to help put
I'm
them in the
busy.
forge.
Joe, I actually do have stuff to do. I as Adelward, while they're doing this stuff, I want to sort of commit Todd to continuing to examine this weird piece that I took out of Dara's Warforged form to see if I can kind of make a more simple method to extract this in the future now that I have the exact problem in my hands.
Yeah, go for it. Go ahead and roll a little Tinker's tool to kind of understand it.
Okay.
You only damage it on a low roll, but on a high roll, you'll learn some information.
That's a 22.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, sorry, that was with guidance, so it would be 19.
I would say with that information, you realize that if you spend some more time just examining it, breaking it down, you could probably come up with like a schematic to reduce the DC heavily on doing it in the future. Okay. So you go outside and you've got tack.
Wait, does this place have a back garden or something? We should just do this in
Somewhere
front of everyone. It's just like a shit ton of
can't
money and
see.
gems like fall out.
I mean, you're down the road from everyone, like you're away from people.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure that we're away
No
from
one's robbing us. Hello?
everyone. Still though, you don't want to like inflame everyone's
I just don't want to cause a
emotions,
scene when a
right?
million
Yeah.
copper
A
comes
lady
pouring
just
out.
stabbed somebody over chicken and beef, man. She's gonna go fucking nuts over this. I'm gonna hold tack on. Like you, Timmy, you do it. You put it in there.
Okay. Get 1,000 gold, and I roll a d6.
Okay.
Please don't
That's a 5. That's the wrong one.
Shit. Well, we have 1,000.
It's a gem at least, right?
Amethyst.
Yeah, you get yourself the
Shit.
1,000 gold goes into tack. You pass each coin; it's grueling before you finally pull the little lever. You see it kind of vibrating. Before his chest opens up, and an amethyst is there. A large amethyst.
Do you use an amethyst for anything?
Damn it. I don't even know. No, I don't think I need it for anything. Maybe Adelward needs it. We're just like, 1,000 gold amethyst, dumb.
We could use it for a barter at some point. Next time we need to buy something.
Yep.
All right, I'll put it back in the pouch.
One amethyst worth 1,000 gold now.
Now we gotta wait till tomorrow, I think, to try again.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we know it works.
Okay.
All right.
So you're gonna rest up?
I do think with how much money we have, we should try this once a day.
Just to
because getting 1,000 gold diamond is huge as well.
It's true.
That's what my 7th level resurrect costs.
Burn there every day.
We're fucking rich. How much platinum did we find?
We have a lot of platinum.
A fair few bob.
And well, you guys have all those like stocks in that wine company too that you still need to collect.
No, we got it all. We just need to kill some more Krothic and then make more money. Just become Krothic hunters, right? Okay. Then I guess I don't know. That's all we can do as far as that goes for today.
Okay.
What time of day is it now? It's like
I mean, mid-afternoon. So if you
do we want to go ask around about the disappearances while we're just
I'd say we should find more out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In case it's also not even feigns and we don't need the ruby.
legwork.
Yeah, right. Okay. Where do we want to start? Do we want to just start asking around? We want to go to that lady that just got arrested for stabbing a dude over chicken.
I'd say she's our best lead right now.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
All right. We'll try to figure out where they were taking her, and I guess we know, right? We just saw that they were like, "Oh, we're gonna take her over here and whatever." So we'll head that way.
Okay. Yeah, so you're going to head over towards where she was taken. You pass down through the streets, heading back through the marketplace area towards the barracks. You can see they've kind of got a few soldiers outside the barracks. It extends over a series of buildings, which they've converted to be a series of different barracks buildings. One's built into kind of almost like a courtroom. You can see the symbol of Xeris outside of it. But the other one's a couple of guards stand outside. One looks towards you. How can we help you?
Hi, we are investigating the disappearances and everything that are going on for the king. And we know that someone was just brought in with an altercation in the marketplace. We were hoping to ask her a few questions.
Right. Well, you have to get permission from the judges. Over in the court.
How do we do that?
High Judge Alamon should be in there.
Okay. Thanks. Try to go ask for permission.
Okay. You'd head over into the courtroom. It's not built like a temple or anything. They've designed like an old church-like building and turned it into this kind of gavelled room with seating and everything. When you go inside, you would hear kind of the rustling and sounds of someone coming over to the front desk. The main hallway is kind of blocked off. This gnome lady comes over and says, have you got an appointment? You here to see something or watch one of the court hearings?
Oh, no, we don't have an appointment. I'm so sorry. We are hoping to question the woman who was just brought in from the marketplace. You need to get permission to do so?
1 second. She goes into the back and then heads into the other room. The main doors open probably about a minute later, and you'd see a centaur. Old centaur, kind of wispy white beard, ride over. Stop in front, put his hands behind his back and go, interesting. Well, I didn't think I'd see you again.
Hey, how are you?
Decently well. Thank you
Good.
again for that, the whole Phaedron deal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
How can I be of service? My assistant says you need to interrogate a prisoner.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe not interrogate, but at least ask her some questions. We were talking to the king earlier, and he wanted us to start looking into the disappearances that have been happening. And we thought maybe she might be.
You think it's connected?
Well, we were actually in the marketplace, and I did see that there was some kind of enchantment magic on her.
Interesting.
So I did tell the guards to let you all know.
Well, they didn't. Very well.
Thanks.
If you follow me, I can lead you down to the cells. We've only just processed her. And the others are in their cells as well. They have similar stories. He
Has
starts
this been
turning and moving.
like happening for like when did this start happening?
2 weeks ago. We've had disappearances for 2 weeks, and it has caused malrest in the city. We've had assaults, attacks, all manner of people acting disorderly. He leads the way, leading you down kind of the hallway, moving to the back rooms where several cells have been set up. A guard looks up to him, nods his head to him, and he walks into that. You see in a few of the cells, there's all guards. They're all kind of wearing like the slight portions of their uniform, the armor and whatnot removed. You'd see two. You'd see a human, a dwarf. You'd see also another guard over into another human male guard in a cell on the right, and then you'd see her further down on the left. He leads you over towards her. Her name is Leela. We processed her, burning down a supply wagon full of food and resources. She looks up. I'm sorry, I didn't know what came over me.
Hey, how are you feeling?
I'm in a lot of trouble.
Well, I mean, we'll figure that part out. It's not so bad, right? What happened?
I don't really know. I was heading down for my shift over at the statue, and I came down to the marketplace to get my meal, and just hearing that it was chicken again, just lost my temper. I don't know. I was a little bored of it. I just didn't. I stabbed someone, I think.
They're okay. It's okay.
I don't know why I lost my temper.
Insight check 21.
She is genuine. She is confused and sad.
This bitch got possessed.
Did you talk to anyone on the way to the marketplace or bump into anyone or?
No, I was up. I got the statue from midday, or just before midday, until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Then I get my meal, and I go back up there for another hour. Done that shift the last few days. Didn't speak to anyone. Aaron
You've been
across to you and says, tensions are high. Most likely the cause.
Yeah. You been feeling okay otherwise?
Fine. Like I said, I mean, I was a little bit bored of I wasn't annoyed over it. I'd made fun of it. I don't know, I guess I lost my temper. What's going to happen to me?
Looks at her buddy.
We'll decide that in the courtroom. It is not looking good. Attempted murder, along with burning a sizable portion of resources. Likely will be shipped back for a longer incarceration, at best.
When will that be decided?
We've got a murderer's court case. He looks across to the dwarf and the human at the front. Today, we'll deal with her tomorrow.
Right.
If you need me, I'll be back in the other room. He leaves it.
Thanks.
She looks up.
If you think of anything that maybe seemed weird, anything that happened that you can remember, see if you can get.
Call for it.
Yeah. See if you can get them to find us, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So we'll head out. I don't know. Do we want to talk to the murderers?
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. We'll stop at their cell.
Okay.
No.
Murderers.
Why'd you do it?
Looking to the dwarf for the human.
I'll start with the dwarf.
She's kind of bald on the top, kind of beard that's shaggy down his front. I don't know. We usually just tease him. Francis is usually a good sport about it, but we don't mean to harm him, and then I don't know, we just got angry and we told you already. We don't know why. We don't know why it escalated, and we stabbed him.
Did you spend time around a statue?
He wipes his eye. Hey, that's our usual shift. Eric and I
Looks like it's time to get to that statue then.
What time of day was it?
Well, until we were taken off 4 days ago. We worked the 11 a.m. to the 1 p.m. shift.
Okay, same. Okay. What's your name?
I'm Torma.
Torma. Okay.
They're gonna kill us, aren't they?
Listen, if you actually were enchanted and magic was involved, we will be able to stop it. Probably.
We're gonna see what we can do.
We're gonna do our best.
But we do need to get moving if we are on a time limit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for hearing us
Thanks.
out.
We're gonna try.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get.
I guess let's go to that. Let's go to that statue.
We need to get to the statue before these guys go on
I
trial.
know, gosh.
Jesus. We're calling for trial right now.
You head on outside. Go ahead and roll a perception check, see if you can see any of the statues around.
Is it
If
an
we
old
actively
statue?
don't know where the
21.
statue is, oh, you got a perception 21. Okay, that's probably good. I was
21,
gonna say
yeah.
if we like very clearly failed it, I would cast fall and like go from a higher vantage point
Okay.
and
Oh,
look
shit,
for it from
nice.
above. But only if like
Oh
we
yeah,
cannot
Pog
find
can fly
it.
around. too.
21 should be enough. You can see when you like scan the kind of just landscape around you, you'd see up a kind of winding hill. On its own kind of plinth on one of the kind of natural formations is a tall statue of an anchor. Embedded in almost like an amber-like glass. The island itself is quite a large one with kind of like a natural formation that digs further into the ground. Yurik, you've probably spent some time up there. It is encased in an amber, magical amber, is the first anchor that first was cast down into the water when they first arrived. The humans first arrived.
Would he know anything weird about this statue ever causing problems?
No problems. Just a statue.
Okay. I guess can we detect magic on it and see what we see?
You're walking up there? Okay. Walking up there.
I would stand first before we do. I would say, should we approach it? What if
I have an idea. If someone always gets really angry around it, maybe two of us get into a little bit of a fake argument and see if there's an enchantment.
Preferably not strong, really strong ones.
I have counterspell. It's not actually going to happen.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna head up there and start
Why do
fighting.
you just detect magic?
Well, we can do both those things at the same time.
Do you just want to have a fight, Edelward?
Oh, kind
Are you
of.
just...
I think he wants to finally take out his anger on me for all the times I've.
What? No, but
I
I
just
mean,
suggested an alternative to fighting, to which you asked me if I wanted to fight.
No, I said, does Adelward want to fight? But also, now that you mention it, it's weird that you would suggest an alternative to. What is happening right now?
hang on. Are you enchanted?
Are you enchanted?
Is the statue affecting us?
Maybe I am.
Oh shit!
Detect magic me.
That'll work. Detect magic.
Doesn't detect magic on Skull.
Well, I guess
I'm just it's
yeah.
just
The
detect
area,
magic
isn't it?
everywhere around
Yeah.
me
Okay,
for
okay.
10
30
minutes.
feet around.
But he's looking at Skull.
Yeah.
His eyes narrow.
As you head up towards the statue.
Wait, what
get-
time of day is it now?
2 p.m.
Okay.
You'd get up there, and the stairs lead you all the way up. There's railings that go around. There's a great anchor. It's kind of embedded there. The plaque in front of you says, let me find it. The first piece of our old home that embraced our new. Yorick, you probably come up here as well, but for a different reason, because Adderwood, you're getting a deep purple color, kind of emanating from behind the statue over in the shrubbery. There's bushes that surround it. And at the back portion where there's just grass and kind of hanging overlook, there's a heavy illusion over there.
Adelward's gonna make his way over to that illusion and dispel it.
Okay.
It's a dragon. Fuck.
The bushes disappear as the illusion fades. Yorick, you'd immediately recognize as this kind of almost like an archway doorway with a vault handle on the outside and almost like a tunnel that's kind of built into the ground. Like it's almost like a kind of almost like a hobbit hole. It's kind of built straight to go into the ground. Yorick, you'd have seen this when you were a knight. This was the vault for the king. It was often that guards of his royal knights would guard it. And it appears the doorway is slightly open.
Ooh.
No aura on the statue at all.
No.
No, we don't see any enchantment magic on anyone walking nearby or anything.
Nope.
Okay.
Who wants to go inside this spooky hole?
Let's go.
I prefer all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You start heading inside. You pull away the vault door. And start making your way down a long, winding staircase. As the stairs descend, you start to get a stinking smell coming up the staircase. It goes down and down to the natural rock. Deep. And the smell gets worse. It's like sulfur. You'd recognize it, Skull, from your years around volcanoes, but it's like a putrid sulfur. You carry on heading down and down, deeper and deeper. Everyone roll a perception check. You can do it whatever sense you like.
Sorry, that's just an 18.
13.
24.
Aaron got a 21.
Dodge is
I guess
muted.
230s, baby.
Nice. Holy moly.
And what sense are you using, Fabio?
Hearing.
What languages do you speak?
Not Lago anymore. Hold on, let me double check.
I know Elvish is one. I know Common's one.
Elvish. I think it's just Elvish and Common.
Yeah, you can only read script, can't you? You hear
Elvish, Drow, Elvish, and Common.
down below. You hear a kind of very...
Oh, but I do have sorry, in case this matters. I have Rune Keeper, so I can read anything.
You can read anything, yeah. You can't hear anything, right?
Right, yeah.
You can hear downstairs. Conversations coming from deep underneath. Not of a language you know.
Would I hear it with a 24?
Yes. What languages do
Would
you
I-
speak?
Giant and Abyssal.
Oh shit, here we go.
It's neither of those.
Do I hear this language?
With what? A 20?
Do I hear that? Do I have the spell comprehend languages?
Yes.
Then I would like
What
to
did
cast.
you roll a 20 on your perception?
I rolled a 18.
20, yeah. Oh, 18.
Oh wait, yeah, I have the earring. I always
Oh, shit.
forget. I can
Yeah.
comprehend languages with it. I haven't switched it since I've used it.
I don't think your 6 can hear
But
it though.
yeah, my perception was really fucking low, so never
it's
mind.
far down.
I'm literally singing in my head.
Planning your next date with Affy.
Yeah.
There's some fucking crazy noises happening below us.
Like
Like
what?
like talking, but I don't understand it.
Can you, like,
Me neither.
repeat?
Sure,
Guys,
yeah,
I
it
do
was.
not hear I will test comprehend languages and see if.
Oh my god.
I'll tell you what. I'll let you do. I'll let you do a straight wisdom check to see if you can recognize the kind of. Oh wait, Fabio, give me a performance check.
I believe in you.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Come on, girl.
A 13. That shouldn't have been an advantage.
And give me a wisdom check at award.
Non-intelligence wisdom.
Wisdom.
Okay.
It's mostly because you're trying to
Oh
incite her.
my god.
What the hell is she saying? This
We
could
are
be
just a
many
couple of chuckle
the
fucks,
matter
dude.
with
You and I.
With the fact that Fabio told
what's the
us
matter
she
with
could hear
me?
something?
Yeah, you said that you wanted me to try and like recreate what I was hearing. Okay, it's not my fault that you can't. You know.
Wait, should we be whispering? What if they can hear us?
Look, let's just, I guess get a bit closer, and then I'll be.
Yeah, here we'll do the classic. I'll go first, and if I get in the shit, then you'll know, right?
Can you point me in the direction that you hear it? I could try to put like an invisible sensor in that area.
I think it's below us, right?
Yeah.
I put down.
below the bottom of the stairs.
And wherever gets pointed, I will use, what was it? Clairvoyance? Yeah, clairvoyance.
Can you paste the spell?
Yes. Since I know the location, it should be okay, because it's an obvious location unfamiliar to me.
An obvious location as unfamiliar to you.
And
Go around the corner and grow trees. Okay.
I have to choose sight or hearing, right?
Yep.
If you do hearing, I can send an arcane eye down.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. You can also use your action to switch between seeing and hearing.
Oh, that's useful.
Yeah.
Are you able to cast comprehend languages on another person?
I have it automatically always casted because of my earring, but
Well, because only I'm going to hear this, right?
oh,
Being said.
Just
I need someone to do
try repeating what you hear.
yeah.
It's gonna go really
Comprehend
well.
languages is self only.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. Okay. So you hearing or seeing?
I'll do hearing.
You hear.
Wait,
and you hear yeah.
I cast tongues on myself.
Is that-
I can understand any spoken language I hear.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Oh shit! Here
It's
we
not
go.
concentration either, so I can do both.
Good
Very
job,
nice.
Timothy.
Nice, hell yeah.
You can hear as you hear.
We must sneak up again soon. Wait for the next one. No, no.
And then you hear the rattling of chains and then you hear another voice. You know the master will not agree with this. Your playful nature will get you undone. You're going up too frequently. Your torment will be our undoing. And I will not be here to protect you. You hear the chains shift again and just guttural sounds.
Just one more of the trick. Come, just one more. One more.
You just hear this kind of many voice and
One more.
do you know what language it is? You just understand. You just understand it.
I just understand any spoken language I hear.
Oh, we gotta know what it is so we know who they are. Okay. Well,
Well, we know who's doing it.
yeah, I don't know, I guess. Let's.
I mean,
Want to just
to
keep
be-
busting down there?
to be honest, if we just want to do, I could just seal this hole right up and they'd all just die in here.
But how did
I
they
could
get in
just
here? What
plug
if they-
this stairwell right up.
What if they can like TP out? What if they can? Sorry, teleport. If they can teleport out.
I see. I didn't know what you were saying until you said that. You are right.
Or like plane shift or something, right?
We should confirm what it is that's actually speaking and then go from there.
We fight it.
Yeah,
We'll turn
we
to the
can
group
like
and go,
kill
I
it,
need
bring
this.
it back to the.
I
know,
need
honestly-
this.
Honestly, if you gotta kill someone, I'm right behind you.
That's all you had to say, Scold. I pat him on the back.
Okay, buddy, let's get you some blood.
Oh, keep going.
So
Are
you
we
wanna
going
confront-
down with the intention of killing because I will be precasting some spells for it?
We could just wait and ambush them.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it's like, what time is it? It's like 1 or 2. If they're only doing it at like the end of.
I mean, to be frank, I think the fact that this is an illusion that we removed up here means if we attack them at any point, they are being ambushed right now because they wouldn't expect us to be in here to
Yeah,
begin
that's
with.
true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Unless
Also,
we're
we could
loud.
just send Fabia down.
Also, we didn't see any sort of like, well, no, we could tell by that conversation. We didn't see any sort of like alarm or anything. Like nothing went off when we, when Adelward dispelled that, right?
I mean, they proceeded as
we
normal,
saw.
right? So
Yeah. And they didn't. Their conversation didn't sound like they knew it. Yeah, let's fucking go. I guess. Let's do it.
Okay, so we're gonna head down.
If we're going down there for a fight, then yeah, I'm going to definitely be precasting and pre-blade singing.
Okay.
For this one.
Are you all going down together, yeah? If you want to be sneaky, I would say stealth checks.
Okay.
If you want to get the ambush.
Yeah. Try for it.
So
Why
we're
not?
walking down the stairs.
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
We need pass without a trace, man.
Oh, we used to have it.
nerf me, baby.
9. Adelward
18.
doesn't do stealth, but what he does do is precast.
Oh
Your-
my god, guys. What the fuck are these
the
rolls?
hell?
This is why I said I should go first.
Not
Sorry, I
on
got
our
disadvantage
A
on all stealth checks.
Easy
I got an 18.
The claws are coming
19.
out.
You're
for the
good.
big scold.
Well, as
Wait,
you're
it's a
kind of heading
disadvantage.
down,
13.
as you're heading down,
Got my night vision goggles.
you can see some of the bottom stairs are kind of dusty and not as like stepped on as much. It's stone. You can feel it's echoing a little bit too loud, especially because you guys aren't barefoot right now, so you're kind of heavy footsteps. The stairs open up a little larger, and you step into a more open room, and you realize that this is like the first set of, almost like the first like barracks where the vaults would be protected. You see the great vault door, and emanating out of it is this kind of fiery red burning around the outside of this vault door at the far end of this room. Something lurks far, far deeper into the vault, but in this wide room that you've just come into now, cobbled ground, no torches, but it's not dimly lit. Because there's about 15 or so flying imps hovering around, talking to each other. Devils. One humanoid-looking figure with chains wrapped around his whole head and his body hanging off of him that scrape along the ground beside him as he just moves his hands back and forth. And stood up about 13 feet high, 14 feet. A large, bulkier devil with imps holding it together with chains, pulling at it. You see it's wrapped around these chains going... And that's the one that sees you. And all the imps stop and turn as you enter into the room of devils. That's where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session. And we'll do our big combat next week as you descend down into the devil's halls.
Do you imagine if I just got a ruby and these guys fucking fried?
Yep.
Yeah, right?
Infernal.
Yep. Sam would have been
There's
real
a
upset.
fucking difference between an infernal and a pistol. I'm fucking tired of this.
There is mad demons and devils. The Sam, you should just be happy, dude. They didn't get a ruby because
They would have all sizzled
that would have
Yeah.
cut out all the encounters I had planned. Which is fine by me.
figured out.
Yeah.
We're like,
Fuck, dude.
look at this. We'll dispel this illusion. I wonder what's down here. Nothing. That's so weird.
Yeah, man. If you'd done that, I was looking at it, I was like, yeah, no, they could probably get a ruby. I mean, especially if you went to the bank and got one, you could have just blocked off this entire area with that.
Skolden's just saved by bureaucracy.
Yeah, literally, yeah. Skold, you are the king now.
Skold now loves requisition forms.
Yes. My God, if you'd done that, it would have wiped out everything. Yeah. Well, thank you for playing. I know it was a long one, and we went a little bit hard. Well, not really over, but we are late. So let's go through and do our little shout-outs, so we can let everyone go off and play games and hang out and do whatever they're doing. Thanks everyone for playing as per usual. Let's start with Tomato Gaming.
Oh, come on.
Owned.
He's trying to get that fight after all.
Perfect.
Tomato,
Yeah.
that'll be all. Sam,
Fuck.
What's up, guys? I'm stripping. I'm gonna be live after this. We're playing Crab Game and Half Dead tonight.
Oh God.
Big group chaotic games. Should be fun. Come on by.
Bree-Bun.
Hi, I'm Bree-Bun playing Silent Hill for the first time on my channel. Silent Hill 2 is happening tomorrow, continuing. I cry really easily, by the way.
Over Silent Hill.
Do it. Bree-Bun.
Gotcha.
It fucking killed me, but no one else picked up on it. I was like, am I crazy?
No, we did. You're right.
I don't even remember doing it.
You
Gotcha.
blacked out after saying it.
Fuck, dude.
Is she there?
Yeah, I'm here.
She was waiting for you.
Okay.
I was waiting
Sorry.
for the guffawing to end. Hi guys, I'm Dodger. You can find me at Dex Bonus on pretty much everything. I'm most likely taking tomorrow off because this flu sucks ass. But normally I drink coffee and I play games and chill and talk about D&D too much. So if that sounds like your vibe, come hang, but not tomorrow on Tuesday.
But wait.
Yeah, but not quite yet.
Thanks for playing despite being sick. That's very kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm curled up. I got my big blankie. I'm good.
Oh, cozy. I
Yeah.
hope you feel better.
Thanks, guys.
Shane.
Hey, I'm Shane. I'm actually tomorrow going to be streaming something that I've been excited for. The Elden Ring item and enemy randomizer alpha just came out.
Sick.
So I'm so excited to play that tomorrow.
That sounds amazing.
You are
That's
ridiculous.
what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
It's going to be so fun.
This man is a glutton for punishment. Oh, gee.
Stop. I'm OLG. top tip for anyone who cries easily, like Bree does, and me as well.
Yeah.
Glasses, and then no one can tell you're crying right away until you actually have to till it starts getting below your glasses. So that's my tip for everyone who is an easy crier.
I need to buy some glasses.
Everyone impair your
just
vision.
get some. Trust me, just
Yeah,
get.
yeah.
You know, you can get glasses with just no prescription in them, Joe.
No.
God
Anyone who
damn,
wears
dude.
glasses for a fashion statement is a
You
knobhead.
want? Okay. Joe wants Harry Potter glasses. There, I
No.
said it. Now everyone knows. Joe thinks Harry Potter glasses
Not
are
Harry
cool,
Potter
and he
glasses.
wishes he had them. That's the truth. Come at me about it. Anyway, shout out to Joe for being a good mom for the second time now. You're very good at moms.
Thanks.
And shout out to Shane for making us cry again.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It was very sweet.
It was
I'm probably
really
gonna go
good.
think about it and be sad again, but happy sad. It's fine. That's it. That's my deal.
Well, thank you very much, everyone, for playing. As per usual, I just had to close my tab to open up so we can host into Sam, but I had a tab open which was, what does
Harry
1
Potter
million
glasses.
coins look like? So I was trying to picture, I was like, how many, what does a 1 million copper coins look like? And it's a shit ton. Hello, Joe Fudge. You can watch me on this channel. Patreon, ! Patreon if you want to see homebrew stuff up there and whatnot. Otherwise, I read homebrews on Tuesdays. And on Fridays, we've got a new show called Mistletoe. We just had our premiere last Friday, so come on by on Fridays. It starts actually 11 p.m. It's an hour and a half ago, every Friday from now on. And it follows a kind of a Greek and Norse mythology story. So come on by to that for episode 2 this Friday. Otherwise, thank you, everyone. We'll see you next week for episode 87 as the group dive deep into the devilish vaults.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, catch you guys then. And go and watch Sam. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
We harmonized there.
Man, I got like